You took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong, Toyota Trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Athletes know how important it is to stay hydrated. But did you know there are other ways to hydrate besides just drinking water? In fact, milk is a great hydration option because it actually contains water as well as electrolytes that are lost when your body sweats. So consider taking milk along with you to your next game or competition and enjoy the taste of greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
You train, you sweat, you practice, you go for the gold, you give 110%, but most of all, you aim for greatness. And milk is the performance enhancer that can help get you to your goal. Trusted by athletes and backed by science, there's a healthy helping of greatness in every refreshing glass of milk. So let nature's original sports drink help quench your thirst for greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, it was an easy process, it's readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
Good evening and welcome into this IdahoSports.com Game Streams production of the 2021 Idaho High School Football Postseason. Brandon Baney coming to you live tonight from Holt Arena in Pocatello, where we've got a Class 4A quarterfinal showdown. It's the 7th-seeded Bishop Kelly Knights taking on the 2nd-seeded Pocatello Thunder. Hi, everybody. Brandon Baney coming to you live from Holt Arena, and this is a great matchup on paper, right? Bishop Kelly comes in with an 8-2 record. Pocatello also 8-2. Doesn't get any more even than that. But even though Pocatello is the 2nd seed overall, and they're the home team in this playoff battle, you get the sense that coming into this contest, Bishop Kelly's actually the favorite, right? BK is the big bad wolf of Class 4A athletics. Doesn't matter the sport, doesn't matter if it's male or female. You know Bishop Kelly is going to have a good chance at winning. They've got this aura around them, sort of like the New York Yankees in baseball, where it just doesn't matter what the seed next to the team name is. You know that they're going to be a good matchup and a tight test. But this isn't your this isn't your older brother's Pocatello team either, right? This was a program that had been down for a couple of years, and under the direction of head coach Dave Spillett, they've slowly been building back into a perennial contender. Last year, 2 years ago, they got to the first round of the playoffs and lost to eventual state champion CUNA. Last year in the playoffs, in the first round, they had to go to Bishop Kelly and lost. Well, last week, they finally cleared the next hurdle. They got a postseason win over Bonneville in the opening round by a final score of 24-6. That propelled them into the quarterfinal matchup against Bishop Kelly, who defeated Twin Falls in their playoff opener 49-21. And Pocatello was super excited to find out after their game on Friday night that Bishop Kelly had won. They said, we want a piece of the Knights, we want the revenge, and we want to basically atone for how we played last year. So, be careful what you wish for, and you got it. Bishop Kelly coming to Pocatello's house here in Holt Arena in Pocatello. Who are the guys to watch on both sides? Well, for Bishop Kelly, of course, the conversation starts with Seth Knott, the All-State running back who comes into the game tonight with 1,799 rushing yards and 32 touchdowns. Bishop Kelly is hoping, hey, if we can get to, the semifinals or the state title game and Seth Knott keeps running the rock the way we know he can, he could become the first 2,000-yard rusher in school history, right? He only needs 201 yards to reach that mark. That would be incredible for a high school football running back. But the question is, if you stop Knott, does Bishop Kelly have other weapons, right? That's what cost them in the playoffs last year in the quarterfinal round against Century. Century shut down Knott. BK didn't really have an answer besides that. Well, they think they've got a pair of pretty good wide receivers in Jack Hefner and Jason Buss, and they feel like they've got the quarterback to deliver them the football in Hadley Smith. Now, it's not always consistent in the passing game, so Pocatello's going to stack the box tonight, try and make BK have to rely on their passing game and make them more one-dimensional. For Pocatello, we know they can sling the ball around, right? Ryan Payne's a great quarterback. He's got receivers like Zach Park and Julian Bowie and Chance Crittenden, but the running game tonight will be key. Ryken Echohawk, the great sophomore running back, didn't play much last week, well, because he didn't need to, and how he runs the ball tonight will be important for Pocatello. So as we get ready for our national anthem, we will step aside, and the opening kickoff is headed your way next. Pocatello and Bishop Kelly, quarterfinal matchup on IdahoSports.com.
Lead the charge into a brighter future with the all-new 2022 Volkswagen ID4. With an EPA estimated range of 250 miles, the ID4 knows how to go the distance. It's an electric SUV that's as fun to drive as it is stylish and functional. You don't have to sacrifice good looks for great performance. So stop by our dealership today and jumpstart your year with the Volkswagen ID4. Teton Volkswagen, where it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicle.
Scott here from Teton Honda in Pocatello. Our dealership operates on a no-problem philosophy that's designed to put you in charge of your next vehicle purchase. Prefer to shop online? No problem. Evenings or weekends? No problem. Need a wide range of financing and leasing options? No problem. So whether it's one of our beautiful new Hondas or just a vehicle that's new to you, at Teton Honda, we'll help you find the perfect vehicle for your needs. Experience car buying like never before at Pocatello's only no-problem dealership.
Welcome back to Holt Arena in Pocatello. I'm Brandon Baney. He's Sean Kane. Quarterfinal matchup, 2-4A Powers. 8-2 Bishop Kelly up against 8-2 Pocatello. This is the matchup everybody wanted to see.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're looking at the draw. You want to see, for like you were saying earlier, Brandon, Pocatello wants to see Bishop Kelly. They kind of ended their great season last year, and Bishop Kelly, you know, they want to prove that they're back to that state championship kind of status team.
I said in the pregame open that Bishop Kelly is the big bad wolf of Class 4A athletics, and
you're right there.
You've never really earned it until you get through BK. So Bishop Kelly won the toss, deferred to the second half. They will be kicking off to begin tonight's proceedings. Pocatello will be returning left to right here in this opening half of action. Bishop Kelly in the white jerseys, black pants, gold and black helmets and pants. Pocatello in the home reds, red jerseys, white pants, white letters and numbers, black trim around them, and those dark blue Pocatello Thunder helmets. That kickoff sails through the back of the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 for Pokey from their own 20.
Yeah, you know, and BK always has really good special teams play too, and I think that's going to be an important part. As we saw last week, Bonneville couldn't really get Pokey pinned back too far. When they did, they were successful. So if BK can get touchbacks and keep the field position, I think that's going to help a lot.
3 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Ryan Payne out of a shotgun formation here on 1st and 10 from his own 20. Back to pass, looking for the curl route. It is caught at the 25-yard line. On the reception, Matt Christensen. And making the tackle for Bishop Kelly is Luke Legaretta. That's a nice 7-yard gain on 1st down, actually closer to 8. Nothing too complicated there, just a quick curl route to Matt Christensen. And, you know, Pocatello, as long as they stay within the game, I think they're going to do great tonight.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the key, is to get those passes out quickly. Bishop Kelly's defensive line wants to get in and disrupt the quarterback.
Option play out of a pistol, pitch to the left side. Reichen Echohawk made a man miss, breaks it outside the 35 and brought down at the 37. The ball came out though, and Bishop Kelly looks like they've recovered. We'll have to wait and see for the official call. No signal yet, and they'll say Pocatello keeps it. Boy, Bishop Kelly's Zach Jacobs thought he came away with the football, but instead Pocatello will keep it. That is a nice run for Reichen Echohawk and a 1st down.
Yeah, a couple Bishop Kelly cornerbacks came on to Echohawk hard and just got him. It was close.
Echohawk 10 yards there. We talked about last week, you know, after like a quarter and only 3 carries, he didn't play the rest of the way. They're trying to rest him because he still is just a sophomore, right? They don't want him getting too dinged up, and Pocatello didn't really need him. They're definitely going to need him tonight. Echohawk in the flat. On the left side, they're going to throw a screen pass that is just beyond the fingertips of Zach Park, incomplete on the short side of the field. It's 2nd down and 10.
Nice job by Jack Marshall. Bishop Kelly to keep the pressure on that pass there. He does a nice job at the linebacker position for Bishop Kelly, and he'll be active with how Pocatello rolls out a lot and the quarterback moves a lot. Ryan Payne.
This is a Bishop Kelly defense that is good, and they're a program that is fresh because they have no two-way players, right?
Yeah, that can make a huge difference going forward.
2nd and 10 from the 38. Payne in trouble, sacked back at the 30-yard line. Henry Lodge coming up with the sack for BK.
So I think we've kind of seen 2 of the things, like Pocatello wants to get Echohawk going running. They got him a run, but I would say on BK side, they want to get penetration and get to Matt to Payne as much as possible, to not let him get those big play opportunities.
So Henry Lodge coming through with the sack for Bishop Kelly, a loss of 7. It's now 3rd and 17 for the Thunder from their own 31-yard line. 10 minutes to play here in this opening quarter of action, opening drive of the game for Pocatello. So a big 3rd down here. 2 receivers to the right, receiver and tight end to the left. Man in motion left to right is Julian Bowie, the electrifying sophomore. Now 3 receivers to the right side. Payne ready on 3rd and 17 will take the snap. Rolling out to the right side, feeling the rush. Now he's going to take off and run across the 40 and slides down at the 45-yard line. He will be 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker.
Yeah, that kind of looked like it was a designed run all the way. And kind of a heads-up play, load up the side, and give Payne a chance to kind of get the yardage, but not enough for a 1st down, though.
And that's a smart play by Ryan Payne to go for the slide. He could have attempted to go for the 1st down, but he, lose the battle, live to fight another day so you can win the war.
Yeah, I think they got him enough yards that it's going to help this punt.
Matt Christensen to punt for Pocatello, and Bishop Kelly didn't have enough guys on the field. They only had 10. So Bishop Kelly head coach Tim Brennan will have to spend an early timeout here. So 9:08 to play first quarter, no score. Pocatello going to punt away here on 4th and 3 following this timeout. Tonight's game brought to you in part, brought to you in part by Lava Hot Springs, your destination for a relaxing day away from it all. Just 10 minutes from McCammon and I-15. They're open daily from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. They're open till 11 o'clock tonight and tomorrow, Fridays and Saturdays. And they're happily welcoming visitors to sit and enjoy their world-famous hot pools. The all-natural geothermal hot springs are always a warm 102 to 112 degrees. Their indoor aquatic center is open for the fall season on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and they offer kiddie splash time on Tuesday and Wednesday mornings. Lava Hot Springs is taking extra precautions to ensure your safety at this time and asks patrons to be respectful of others as you come and soak all your worries away. Check out LavaHotSprings.com for more information. Punt by Matt Christensen, caught at the 27 and immediately brought down. No chance at the return there for Christian Welp.
Yeah, and Matt Christensen's just kind of that Swiss Army knife, right? He kicks, he catches. He'd probably run the ball if you gave it to him.
He would. I believe he even threw a couple of passes last year. You know, he started as a sophomore for this Pocatello team and suffered just a gruesome injury in the 3rd or 4th game of the year. Missed the entire football and basketball season his sophomore year. And so last year he really embraced, getting the chance to play again.
And he might have thrown one last week, if I'm not mistaken, in a play down here.
He certainly could have. 1st and 10 out of the shotgun. Big play for Bishop Kelly. The 40 and brought down at the 49-yard line. Seth Knott on first down, taking it for a gain of 22.
And I'm sure you touched on it, Brandon. That's got to be kind of the matchup, right? Can Pocatello's defensive line stop Seth Knott? I think that was kind of the key in my mind coming into this.
You know what Bishop Kelly wants to do, right? Give Seth Knott the ball. 1st and 10, ball right at the 50-yard line. Pocatello stacking the box. It is a sweep play to the right side. Knott has the corner. Knott will be knocked out of bounds around the 41-yard line of Pocatello. A gain of 9. It'll be 2nd and short.
Yeah, so I had a chance to talk to Travis Hobson, who was the coach of Century last year. I go, Travis, how did you guys beat Bishop Kelly? It's very hard to do. Not many teams do it. And he said what we had to do is we had to take all the names off the board and play the plays because you know what they're going to do, and you've got to just try to take away what they do, not necessarily go for the players.
So Knott did pick up 10 on that last play. It's 1st and 10 from the Pocatello 40. Knott again rushing up the right side across the 45, the 30, still going. And taken down around the 27-yard line of Pocatello, another first down. The Bishop Kelly ground game is gashing Pocatello out on the edges right now.
Yeah, Pocatello's just not really able to seal those edges, and Bishop Kelly's offensive line doing a great job of getting a nice push initially and letting him not get outside.
8:05 to play first quarter. 1st and 10 for Bishop Kelly. Ball at the Pocatello 26. I formation, play action pass. Smith gonna sling it too high. They were trying to go to the back about 5 yards out on the left side. Intended receiver was James Bell, the tight end, and it's incomplete.
So, that's the question mark, right? Can Bishop Kelly get those throws? Maybe not, they don't need to get that one, but if it's like a 3rd down situation, that's what we're going to have to see how that develops later on in the game.
2nd and 10, Bishop Kelly out of the shotgun, Knott on the left hip of Smith. Knott gets the carry and will be stopped after a gain of just a yard. Kanan Wortley in on the tackle for Pocatello, and now it's 3rd and long.
So the situation I was kind of talking about.
Yeah, right, exactly, Sean. There was a gain of 0 for Knott, so it's 3rd and 10 for Bishop Kelly. Ball at the Pocatello 26-yard line. 7.5 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. This is a big 3rd down for Bishop Kelly, and you certainly think potentially 2-down territory.
Yeah.
2 receivers bunched to the left side, a 3rd receiver in motion right to left. Smith rolling out to the left side, has time, now going to flush back to the right. He wants to take off and run. The 25, the 20, he will be brought down 2 yards shy of the first down marker on the far sideline, brought down around the 18-yard line. And coming up to make the stop for Pocatello, Caden Hoddle, the defensive end.
Yeah, I think he just, Bishop Kelly quarterback just saw that a little too late. If he would have maybe looked up a little sooner, he might have gotten the first down if he would have taken off a little quicker.
So Hadley Smith runs for 8 yards. It's 4th and 2 for Bishop Kelly. Ball at the Pocatello 18-yard line. 6:45 to play in our opening quarter of action. I formation, 2 tight ends to the left. Knott gets the call. Knott gets the first down. Well, now let's look. Actually, I thought initially he had enough, but this might be closer than indicated. And they'll say he didn't get it. Wow! Pocatello comes through with the stop.
Yeah, like you said, initially it looked like he made it, and then as they tackled him, he went back. So pretty close.
It was very close. Seth Knott ends up a yard shy of what he needed. He needed 2 yards, and for Pocatello and their defense, that has to feel like a big win there as Bishop Kelly gashed them on the ground, but once they got into the red zone, the Pocatello defense stiffened. It's 1st and 10 for the Thunder from their own 17. Payne out of a shotgun, 2 receivers to the right side. Echo Hawk gets the carry on the sweep, and Echo Hawk is strung out for a loss. Off the right side, crashing in to make the tackle for Bishop Kelly that time, Gabe Lamy coming up from the secondary.
Yeah, and it looked like Bishop Kelly knew that was coming from a mile away. They were on Echo Hawk very quickly. 4 or 5 Bishop Kelly defensive players were there.
That's a loss of 5 on the sweep play to Reich and Echo Hawk. It's now 2nd and 15 for Pocatello from their own 12. 6 minutes to play in a scoreless first quarter. Payne will send 3 receivers to the left. Single receiver to the right is Matt Christensen. And Payne out of a shotgun formation here on 2nd and 15. Back to pass. Bishop Kelly rushing 5. Payne stepping up, firing over the middle. It's dropped by Hunter Killian at the 24-yard line. Hunter Killian, the all-state linebacker who moonlights as a tight end in this Pocatello offense, drops it at the 24. It's 3rd and 15.
Yeah, and as the pocket collapsed, the linebacker covering Killian let off him, and he was open, so just an unlucky drop there.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, and yeah, we talked about the pocket awareness for Ryan Payne that time. Bishop Kelly sent 5 guys, and he stepped up into the pocket and found a receiver, but ultimately dropped. 3rd and 15 for the Thunder. 2 receivers left, tight end and receiver to the right. Payne back to pass. Bishop Kelly again rushing 5. Payne rolling out right side, will take off and run and duck out of bounds around the 18-yard line. 4th down, Pocatello will punt.
So not much there, but heads up play by Payne to at least get some yards, try to get the punter out of the end zone.
If Bishop Kelly continues to rush 5 guys pretty routinely, Pocatello, I think, will want to start adjusting to some quicker passes to maybe offset that.
Yeah, and maybe bring the tight end to block a little more.
Christensen to punt for Pocatello, kind of came off the side of his foot. Will take a Thunder roll across the 50 to the 40, and will be downed at the 36-yard line of Bishop Kelly. The Thunder rolls. I'm sure nobody said that this year with this team.
The rolling Thunder. It's not a song or anything either, is it?
No. We're going to have to pay a royalty fee to Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, our people will get in contact with your people.
I'm sure he's watching. He's a big fan, but
yeah,
he's cool with it. He's cool.
That's right. 5:25 to play opening quarter. Bishop Kelly gets the ball back, 1st and 10 from their own 36. BK working right to left here in our opening quarter of action. 5:25 to play in the period. Smith out of a shotgun, not on his left hip. This play blown dead before it can start. And this should be a false start against Bishop Kelly. And it is. Bishop Kelly lost to Eagle in the season opener, 35-33. Had a chance to win at the end. Missed a kick as time expired. Their other loss was to Emmett in their first conference game of the year, 21-0. And since then, they've won 7 in a row.
Yeah, I was looking through kind of the teams and stuff, and Bishop Kelly's got to be the hottest team kind of coming into the playoffs. 7 straight wins.
Absolutely. 1st and 15, play action fake. Smith over the middle, floats it. That's caught by Bell, the tight end of the 45, the 50, and to the Pocatello 49-yard line for a first down.
And Smith there, that was a nice pass, over shoulder, nice touch on that. You can see why he's a little gives Bishop Kelly a little different look there. I was pretty impressed with the just kind of feel and touch of that pass.
That was a 20-yard connection from Smith to Bell. It's 1st and 10 for Bishop Kelly. Ball at the Pocatello 49-yard line. 4:50 to play, first quarter of action. Smith again out of a shotgun. 2 receivers right side. Low snap, handoff to Knott, going off the left side. Gets a good block across the 45. Knocked out of bounds around the Pocatello 42. Pushed out that time on the play by Keith Wickoff. It's a gain of 7 for Knott on first down, and it's 2nd down and 3 for the Knights with the ball at the Pocatello 42.
I saw a pretty cool interview with Knott. They were saying, you guys are passing a lot more. Does that bug you? And he's like, no. He's like, we could pass more. I'm all right. It's pretty funny.
Well, I think he knows to play at the next level. College coaches want to see how he does in pass protection. Here's a screen pass on the right side. Jack Hefner with the reception. Ball is fumbled out of bounds on the far side. So Hefner gained a yard, but then fumbled it backwards a yard. We'll see where they ultimately mark this. I think it's going to end up losing a yard on that play.
Yeah, I think you're right. Where it popped out of his hand, went back one.
Yep. So should have been at the 40, but he fumbled it out of bounds at the 41. So that's only a gain of a yard from Smith to Hefner on the screen pass on the far side. Another 3rd and short for Bishop Kelly. 3rd and 2, ball at the Pocatello 41. And the Knights pep band playing the Imperial March, the Darth Vader theme from Star Wars. 3rd and 2, quarterback keeper. Smith has the first down to the 35 and bangs into a couple of Pocatello defenders. Smith to the 34 for a Bishop Kelly first down. That is a gain of 8. I like that play call there. Everybody's expecting Knott to get it. You fake to Knott going to the right. Smith keeps it to the left.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what BK's done all year. Everyone's so focused on Knott that they've been able to utilize all these other weapons, and you can catch teams off guard.
1st and 10 for Bishop Kelly. Ball at the Pocatello 34. 4 minutes to play first quarter. Smith back to pass. Floats it. It is caught at the 22-yard line. What a reception by Noah Bornis. He was breaking into the left. Smith threw it behind him to the right. He had to turn 180 degrees to come back and get that ball.
If you've ever seen the movie The Matrix, the way he kind of snapped his back like that, that's what it reminded me of. That was a pretty amazing catch.
So Bornis a gain of 12 to the 22-yard line, where it is 1st and 10 for Bishop Kelly. 3:35 to play in the opening quarter. Smith out of the gun, handoff to Knott, trying to find the edge, left side. Now stops and will be brought down at the 21. Only a gain of a yard. Knott was trying to stop to reverse his trajectory, but a nice job by Pocatello's Carson Christensen to come up to make the tackle.
Hey, and the Thunder defensive line, I think, is doing a great job so far. They're really hanging in there and kind of staying home. Bishop Kelly's been most successful when they've got out to the edge, is what I've seen so far.
That's all they've pretty much wanted to do, is get to the edge. 2nd and 9, offset I formation. Smith under center, play action fake, rolling out right side, throws, it's complete at the 15-yard line, breaking a tackle to the 13. On the reception, Max Ciavaco. So Ciavaco making the first reception of the night. And already Bishop Kelly has completed a pass to 4 different receivers. Who are these guys?
Well, I mean, if we said they were going to run the ball the whole time, they would probably never run it. So that's kind of our luck, right?
An 8-yard gain to Ciavaco, and now it's 3rd and 1 for Bishop Kelly. Ball at the Pocatello 13, Maryland I formation. Knott trying to reach for the first down. I don't think he got it. Pocatello, a nice job of staying home defensively that time, and coming up on the tackle for the Thunder was Hayden Good. And it is 4th and inches.
Another 4th down here.
And that was that Maryland I formation where the quarterback is under center, and then there's a fullback, a second fullback, and the running back all in the line behind him. So 4 backs all lined up with 2 tight ends. Everybody's bunched in tight.
And I talked to some defensive guys, and they say you almost kind of have to guess. And if you guess right, you stop it, and if you don't, you're in trouble.
4th and inches, Maryland I again. Knott gets the call. Knott gets the first down. Gets it to the 11, and that's a gain of 2. It's tough to stop 2 times in a row in short yardage situations like that.
Yeah, especially when it's their bread and butter, and they've done it probably 1,000 times this year. So very difficult to stop. But you said, how they've thrown it to 4 different receivers. I mean, that to me seems like great coaching because everyone's been watching all the tape all year. Why not switch it up?
1:20 to play in the opening quarter. Nutt gets the carry, upended around the 9-yard line. In on the tackle for Pocatello that time, and thinking he had a fumble recovery, but being denied, is Jackson Williams. And talk about Jackson Williams, a kid who was a tight end last year. Coach Spillett went to him in the offseason and said, look, we're kind of lean on offensive linemen. We need you to bulk up a little bit and play offensive and defensive line. And he's embraced it, completely embraced it.
Yeah, he had a great game last week, and he's kind of been, a centerpiece on both sides, offense and defense. You couldn't ask for more.
45 seconds to play first quarter. 2nd and 8 from the Pocatello 9. Bootleg right side. Smith throwing. It is too far in front, incomplete. Intended receiver that time was Rowan Hines. And already that's the 7th different receiver that's been targeted for Bishop Kelly. So Smith is 4 of 5. He's completed to 4 different receivers, but he's thrown to 6 different guys. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, versatile, right? I mean, you can't key on one person, and they're kind of switching those tight ends out, is what it seems to me Bishop Kelly's doing, and sometimes they're blocking and sometimes they're rolling out for that pass.
They have the depth. Pocatello's varsity roster has 48 players on it. Bishop Kelly's has 71. So
it's a little bit of a difference.
A little bit of a disparity. 3rd and 8. Pocatello nearly jumps off sides. Smith throwing to the end zone. It's caught for the Bishop Kelly touchdown. Jack Hefner ran a curl route and sat right beyond the goal line in the middle of the end zone with the Bengal stripes here in Holt Arena. And that is a 9-yard touchdown from Hadley Smith to Jack Hefner.
Yeah, just, if you would have went, Sean, what is Bishop Kelly going to do here? I'm like, they're going to run it, and 2 or 3 passes there in the red zone. So I think I would have not guessed that.
I don't really sound like that, do I? Sean, what do you think they're going to do?
Maybe a little higher.
Here is the point after kick. And it is through off the foot of Trey Jorgensen. So Bishop Kelly in front, 7-0 with just 35 seconds to play here in our opening quarter of action. Bishop Kelly really dominating the time of possession here in the early going. And an impressive drive for Bishop Kelly that started way deep in their own territory. Tonight's game brought to you in part by High Desert Hardwood in Eagle. It's where woodworkers go to get the best quality hardwood lumber, plywood, and custom molding. Take a look in person at 1758 East Street in Eagle, or give them a call at 208-939-9366. You can also find them online at highdeserthardwood.com. High Desert Hardwood is proud to support the Bishop Kelly Knights at state. Good luck, boys. So an impressive drive for Bishop Kelly. 35 seconds to play opening quarter. A 9-yard touchdown pass from Hadley Smith to Jack Hefner. And now it will be Martin Connington to kick off here for Bishop Kelly. Connington to kick. It is Crew Hales and Zach Park back deep to return. And through the back of the end zone for a touchback. I get the feeling that Pocatello won't have a chance at a return tonight, Sean.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a weapon for Bishop Kelly that might not really go noticed, but making Pocatello start back on their own 20, I think is kind of a big advantage.
It is. It's absolutely an advantage for Bishop Kelly's defense, because Pocatello really and truly hasn't had an offensive drive yet where they haven't started in the shadows of their own end zone. So 1st and 10 for Pocatello from their own 20. Working left to right for the final 35 seconds of this opening quarter. Payne out of a shotgun, 4 wide, throwing deep for Julian Bowie. It is broken up on the far side. And nice coverage from Dane Fiddler of Bishop Kelly.
Yeah, Bishop Kelly almost had a chance to catch that, and Bowie almost had a chance. It kind of both had an opportunity. That was a well-thrown ball.
And Julian Bowie is kind of the home run hitter for this Pocatello team, right? He really came onto the high school scene as a freshman starter on Pocatello's basketball team last winter. Didn't come out for football initially here in his sophomore season. A couple games in, said, boy, it really looks like these guys are having fun. Let me join the team. And they said, yeah, come on in, big boy. we could definitely use you. 2nd and 10 from the 20. Handoff to Echo Hawk, trying to stretch outside. Brought down in the backfield. Gabe Lamy coming up to make the tackle for Bishop Kelly.
Well, Andy's probably doesn't have anyone to hang out with because it's all the same guys on the football team as the basketball team.
That's right.
So it's probably lonely in the basketball gym.
So Echo Hawk loses 2 yards on that carry. That will be the final play of the first quarter. 7-0 Bishop Kelly, the lead after 1. It'll be 3rd and 13 for Pocatello. When we come back right after this break, you're listening to the 2021 Idaho High School football postseason on IdahoSports.com.
Lead the charge into a brighter future with the all-new 2022 Volkswagen ID4. With an EPA estimated range of 250 miles, the ID4 knows how to go the distance. It's an electric SUV that's as fun to drive as it is stylish and functional. You don't have to sacrifice good looks for great performance. So stop by our dealership today and jumpstart your year with the Volkswagen ID4. Teton Volkswagen, where it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicle.
Back at Holt Arena in Pocatello, first play of the second quarter. Pocatello trailing Bishop Kelly 7-0, facing a 3rd and 13. Payne going to take a deep shot down the middle for Bowie. It's broken up again, and that's Fiddler again in coverage. 4th down.
And Fiddler looks like a big guy. That's a big body to get the ball past, and it was just a little underthrown. But a good idea. Why not? If you're going to have to punt it anyways, and I thought it was just a good shot to try to get a first down, or at least more. I mean, he catches it, so maybe Bowie goes all the way to the house.
Dane Fiddler, 6 feet, 175. That's big for the secondary.
For once, I was right. I mean, he looks wide too. You know what I mean? He looks like almost a tight end or something out there covering Bowie.
Dude. Big dude. Well, Bowie's a big dude too, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So here's the punt from Matt Christensen. This is a line drive kick. We'll take another Pocatello bounce across the 50, and we'll be down at the Bishop Kelly 44-yard line. So we talked about it, Sean. Bishop Kelly kicked off to start this game, and they have won the field position battle ever since. Pocatello can't get anything going. They're always having to punt from their 20 or inside of it, and Bishop Kelly is getting to start almost every drive at midfield.
Yeah, Bishop Kelly's kind of inching it closer and closer every time when they get the ball too. Just their defense is really pinning Pokey back, and it's right now the field positioning is just favoring BK so much.
And Pocatello's going to have to pick up a first down or something to try and
just get the ball out of their area.
1st and 10 from their own 45. Hand off to Knott, broke a tackle off the left side and across the 50 to the Pocatello 47-yard line for a gain of 7 on first down. And now we've got an injured player down for Bishop Kelly. It's one of their offensive linemen, Marcus McFadden. He's a big part of what they want to do. He's 6'4", 265, and solid lineman that got some time last year for Bishop Kelly. So while they attend to the injured Knight, it was a 7-yard run for Knott. And we'll tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Bishard Realty, the Bishard team at Silver Creek Realty Group, where they're helping families in their community with all your real estate needs. It's their first priority. They're grateful to be able to serve all of Southeast Idaho to help you find your next home. The Bishard Realty team wants to wish the Pocatello boys good luck in tonight's game. Tonight's game also brought to you by Hoffman Auto Body Repair in Boise. It's a full-service collision repair shop. From major collision damage to small dents, they specialize in all aspects of auto body. Hoffman Auto Body works with all insurance, and they handle claims for you. Hoffman Auto Body Repair, doing it right since 1958. Know someone looking for a rewarding job and a fun atmosphere? Look no further than Hoffman Auto Body. Stop by 3977 West State Street in Boise to fill out an application today. So McFadden helped up off the field. We certainly hope that he's all right. And it looks like Rakeem Johnson, 6'3", 215 pounds, and a sophomore, will take his place on the line. So this is a big spot for the young sophomore. 2nd and 3, toss play to Knott, off the edge, left side, has the first down across the 45, brought down at the Pocatello 41. A gain of 7 and a first down.
Yeah, and that's, Bishop Kelly now with a lead. I think they go into what they want to do is, just run the ball and control the clock and limit Pocatello's opportunities even more. It's hard to come back against Bishop Kelly just the way they run the ball.
Yeah, if they get a lead and can start bleeding that clock, it is. It's very tough. We don't keep time of possession as an official stat, but I'd be curious to see what it is in this first half. I formation, Hadley, Smith, play action, fake, throwing to the right side, in and out of the breadbasket. James Bell, the intended receiver, and he drops it at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, the time of possession would definitely favor BK right now. They've just had a few drives that have been pretty substantial, only coming away with one score. But, that's time taken away from Pocatello to have the offense out there.
I'll tell you what, Hadley Smith would be a perfect 7-for-7 passing tonight, but 2 drops by his receivers on wide open plays.
And were they both Bell?
I think so.
I think, yeah, it might have just been there.
2nd and 10 from the Pocatello 41. 3 receivers bunched to the right side. Smith looking that way. Pump fakes once. Now on the run will fire, and a catch made at the 35-yard line by Jack Hefner. A gain of 6. And it'll be 3rd down for Bishop Kelly.
And that's, that would have been nice if Pocatello would have gotten a little more pressure on Smith. Seth Knott was back there, and he didn't even have to block anyone. So he had a lot of time. They're gonna have to apply some pressure on Smith.
Well, we talked about Pocatello's defensive line is quick, but they're undersized, and Bishop Kelly's got a lot of beef up front.
Yes, they do.
So the Pocatello pass rush trying to get home. On 3rd and 4 for Bishop Kelly from the Pocatello 35. 10 minutes to play before halftime. Smith back to pass, floats it over the middle. It is caught, they'll say, at the 25-yard line. Smith went to the ground, and Crew Hales was right there to make the tackle. I thought maybe it fell out as he went to the ground, but he makes the catch to the 24-yard line, a gain of 9, and another first down for Bishop Kelly.
Yeah, Smith's really threaded the needle there. There was another Pocatello defender right in front of that ball, and we know Crew Hales likes to intercept balls and run them back for long distances.
Yeah, he had that 100-yard pick six
yeah.
that sealed the game against Bonneville last week. 9:30 to play before halftime. 1st and 10 for Bishop Kelly from the Pocatello 24. Hand off to Knott on first down, and this time he's bottled up. Hunter Killian leading the charge, and Knott lost a yard on that carry. 2nd and 11.
Yeah, Hunter Killian, a great linebacker. If they go up the middle, Bishop Kelly, as big as they are, Hunter Killian can make you look small. He's very athletic, quick, and can fill the hole, fill the gaps quickly.
Yeah, he's a bad man.
Yeah.
No doubt. So Bishop Kelly working left to right here in this second quarter, facing a 2nd and 11. Ball at the Pocatello 25-yard line. 8:50 to play before halftime. Smith under center. Play action fake in trouble. Avoids the sack. Now a second rusher. Penalty flag will come out on a holding call. Smith will take it inside the 15-yard line meanwhile and down to the 13. And that time the Pocatello pass rush was able to get home. They nearly sacked Smith, and then as he was trying to slip out, BK got called for a hold.
Yep.
And that will be, the flag was thrown at the 30-yard line. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. So this is going to be 2nd down and long for Bishop Kelly back at their own 40-yard line.
Yeah, pretty crucial there. I mean, if he gets sacked, though, it's not as far back, but yeah.
2nd and 26 for Bishop Kelly, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him give it to Knott here. Try and get him on the edge. I mean, there's a couple times where Knott's gotten 15, 20 yards on those sweep plays.
And, that's what they'll do. They'll go 5 yards, and then 50. Boom.
Yeah. 3 receivers bunched to the left. Smith rolling out left side again, feeling the heat. Will throw it short. It's incomplete. Intended receiver that time was Christian Welp, And even if Welp had made the reception, I mean, it would only be at the 40-yard line.
Maybe the line of scrimmage.
Right. So, all things considered, not a bad play. It's 3rd and 26 now, though, for Bishop Kelly.
Now this is where you might see a draw or something to not just maybe get some more field position, or maybe they try to go pass and punt it back, but it might be a sneaky play. They haven't ran the ball as much as I thought. Bishop Kelly hasn't.
No, they haven't. They haven't run it in a while. 3rd down and 26. Smith back to pass, taking a deep shot down the left side. It's caught in stride by Hefner. Inside the 10, down to the 5.
Wow, great catch by Hefner. That was a pass that looks like Smith and Hefner have practiced a few times to me, Brandon. It was just on a rope to him.
Well, Jason Buss is the guy who caught 2 touchdowns for Bishop Kelly last week in that opening round playoff win over Twin Falls, but so far tonight it's been Hefner. 5 catches now, close to 70 yards, and the touchdown. Maryland I, 1st and goal from the 5. Knott is slipped up in the backfield. Number of Pocatello players in there on the tackle. First guy in there was Hunter Killian, and it's 2nd and goal from the 5.
And this is where Pocatello's defense has been pretty solid here on the goal line and slowing them down. I mean, this is BK's 3rd possession, and they've only gotten 1 score. I mean, they might come out of 1 here, but Pocatello's defensive line's been pretty solid.
2nd and goal from the 5. Maryland I again for Bishop Kelly. Hard count. Pokey nearly jumped. Toss play off the left side for Knott to the corner to the end zone for a Bishop Kelly touchdown. From 5 yards out, it's Seth Knott for the first time tonight. And with 7:23 to go before halftime, Bishop Kelly up 2 scores.
Yep, just like we were just talking about, Bishop Kelly. It was almost like they were holding, like we're not going to go out to the edge with a run. We're going to hold on to it and then just kind of release Knott out to the edge, and he's just effective once he gets out to the edge.
So another point after try coming up here for, I think that's Sam Pape for Bishop Kelly, and it is. Yep, so Sam Pape with the kick. And it's 14-0. Bishop Kelly with 7:23 to go before halftime. Well, we talked about it. You know, Bishop Kelly is kind of the big bad dog on the block. You talked to BK, and they thought, you know, we probably should have been higher than the 7 seed.
Yeah, you know, you look at the rankings, and then you look at their schedule, and, you know, they lost barely to Eagle, and Emmett they lost to, but then they pretty much, you know, beat everyone handedly from then on. After that Emmett game, they didn't score anything lower than 35 points in a game. So, and that was against Valley View, 35-21 versus Valley View, which is having quite the postseason run, right? So you've got a BK team that averages 41 points and kind of went under the radar.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but
a little bit. So Valley View plays tomorrow night in Holtz Arena against Skyline. Skyline finished ahead of Bishop Kelly in the Max Preps rankings, right? Skyline got the 6 seed, BK got the 7. Those were the 2 best at-large teams. A lot of people scratching their heads about that. You know, how did Bishop Kelly not get the best at-large seed? But either way, BK says, we don't really care. We'll line up and play anybody, anywhere, anytime. Here's another kickoff through the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, in the final rankings, Bishop Kelly was 4th. So
well, right, and they get the 7 seed because Skyline, I think, was 3rd, right?
And Bishop Kelly didn't win their conference.
Right.
And Skyline was 3rd, yeah.
And Skyline didn't win their conference. The top 5 seeds go to the 5 conference champs.
So it was kind of, there was a lot of teams that could have been a lot of places is what it kind of comes down to.
Yes. And Pocatello had the number 1 seed and then were passed by Sandpoint in the final week. And Pocatello could have avoided Bishop Kelly here. They need to get something going on this drive. Reich and Echo Hawks spun around like a top in the backfield for a loss of 4 on a first down carry. Charging in to make the stop for Bishop Kelly, Rowan Hines.
And that's kind of been a common problem from Pocatello is they run the ball and then lose yards on that first play, and they're always starting second down in a negative kind of yardage kind of scenario, and I think that's been kind of difficult for them tonight.
Pocatello working right to left here in this second quarter. 6:50 to play before halftime. Thunder trailing 14-0. 2nd and 11 for Pokey from their own 19-yard line. 4 wide, 2 to either side. Payne back to pass. Bishop Kelly rushing 4 over the middle. That's caught. Julian Bowie at the 30. Look at this change of direction. Sprinting to the sideline. The 40, the 50, the 40. Tiptoeing the sidelines out of bounds around the 35-yard line. What a catch and run by Julian Bowie. He initially caught that around the 35, started to the right, broke back to the left, and outran everybody to take it all the way to the Bishop Kelly 35-yard line.
And that is just what Pocatello needed, right? They needed to get the ball on the other side of the 50 and just kind of get something going offensively.
That is a gain of 46 yards from Payne to Bowie, and it's 1st and 10 for the Thunder. Ball at the Bishop Kelly 35-yard line with 6:32 to play before halftime. 3 receivers bunched to the right, single receiver to the left. Payne, screen pass, Matt Christensen with the catch in the flat on the right side, but brought down almost immediately on the play by Bishop Kelly's Henry Lodge. The pass was a little bit behind Christensen. If he had caught that in front of him, he would have been able to get a yard or 2, I think, but he loses a yard instead.
Yeah, and those kind of screen or kind of bubble passes are going to be very difficult against Bishop Kelly's defense. They are closing down the edge super fast.
6:01 to play before halftime, 14-0. Bishop Kelly leading. Pocatello has it 2nd and 11. Ball at the BK 36-yard line. 4 wide, 2 to either side. Payne out of a shotgun here. Back to pass. Bishop Kelly sends 4. Payne stepping up, now has room, will fire at the last moment. It's caught by Christensen inside the 20, and down around the 17-yard line is Matt Christensen.
And BK wants the flag for passing the line of scrimmage when he threw it, and it was close.
He was. I thought he was going to take off and run with it, and at the last moment, pulled a Mahomes and said, I'm going to throw it instead, and ends up getting 20 yards on the reception to Matt Christensen. And now our officials are going to have a chat about it. They may reverse this call here. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it was.
Pocatello, meanwhile, trying to get to the line, but I'm sorry, guys, you can't snap it until the official says you can. This isn't the NFL where you can hurry up and snap it before somebody can challenge. They're ultimately going to say 20 yards and a first down. I agree. I think once you haven't made that call, you can't reverse it, right?
No. And if you throw it before.
1st and 10 from the 16 into the corner of the end zone, throwing it incomplete. Down there in the one spot we can't see, Sean, that was Julian Bowie, the intended receiver.
Yeah, they've got a nice sponsorship sign down there or something. It makes it a little difficult, but that was incomplete.
Yeah, so the railing where normally you'd be able to see through it, they've got some, I think the Pocatello cheerleaders hung up some team signs.
Because the fans are across from us, so they could see, the signs that they
right.
made.
Yeah, we're the only people on this side of the stadium here in Holt Arena. 2nd and 10 for Pocatello from the 16 at Bishop Kelly. Payne in trouble. It's a backside screen for Echo Hawk, thrown incomplete. Was that play ever blown dead? Bishop Kelly picks it up because they thought it was a fumble. It was clearly a forward pass. And it was ultimately Jacob Inouye who tried to come away with that ball for BK.
I think the confusion was they just didn't blow the whistle. It was.
Right.
Yeah.
So they tried the backside screen, but just too much pressure for Payne. And now it's 3rd down and 10 for Pocatello. Ball at the Bishop Kelly 16-yard line with 5:24 to play here before halftime. Bishop Kelly, we saw last week, if they don't pick up, or Pocatello last week, if they don't pick up this first down, they're okay with kicking it, right? We saw Cade Jensen come on for a field goal last week. And to just at least get some points on the board would be huge.
Yeah, because who knows if they'll get another possession this half and they don't get the ball after halftime. So points are huge here.
5:24 to play before halftime. 3rd and 10 from the 16. Payne throwing it up to the end zone for Christensen. He outleaps the defender and comes down with it in the far corner for the Pocatello touchdown. Boy, the coverage was almost perfect on the far side for Bishop Kelly. That was Jacob Lukasic, who just wasn't quite tall enough as Christensen jumped over, out-leaped Lukasic for the touchdown.
Yeah, just a great athletic play by Matt Christensen. The coverage was great by Bishop Kelly, but he just jumped like an inch higher.
A 16-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Payne to Matt Christensen. And now a point after try for Cade Jensen for the Thunder, nearly blocked by Bishop Kelly, but Jensen is able to sneak it through. So 14-7, Pocatello on the board with 5:17 to play here before halftime. That is exactly what Coach Dave Spillett's squad needed, a response.
Yeah, I think it was huge. They needed to get points here because when you play a team like Bishop Kelly, it becomes, I think, a possession game. Like, how many possessions are you going to have during the course of the game? And if you don't come away with points, and they do, and Bishop Kelly is limiting your possessions with how long they can hold the ball and put big drives together, it was crucial. And I think just to get them going and to give their defense some of the defensive players that, don't go both ways. I mean, there's a few of them, right? But at least you're giving the defensive side of the ball a little bit of a rest. They were kind of having to go out there pretty quick.
Well, we talked about it, right? Bishop Kelly, 71 guys on that varsity roster. They're mixing guys in, but there's no two-way starters. There are guys that play on both sides of the ball. Yeah. Pocatello has a lot of two-way starters because they have to. It's a smaller program. So as important as that offensive drive was for Pocatello, this next defensive series will be just as crucial because they have to give up the ball to start the second half as well. So 5:17 to play before halftime. Matt Christensen to kick off for the Thunder. A line drive kick off the fingertips taken into the end zone ultimately by Jason Buss for a touchback. Buss caught it at the 2. It went off his fingertips into the end zone. So 1st and 10 for Bishop Kelly from their own 20. BK working left to right here in this second quarter.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Pocatello's defense is, if they could come up with a stop here and not let BK get any more points on the board before halftime and even maybe get a shot at it, I think you've got the game's wide open.
And really what derailed Bishop Kelly on their last drive was that costly holding penalty that put them into a 2nd and long situation. So 1st and 10 for the Knights. 2 receivers left, single receiver to the right. Smith out of the shotgun formation. Low snap, back to pass, has time, fires to the sideline. It is in and out of the hands, incomplete. Noah Bornis, the intended receiver. A penalty flag comes out at the end as well. I think they're going to get Pocatello for unnecessary roughness as the defender was still making contact as Bornis went out of bounds. Now, Pocatello will argue that it was just momentum, but Bishop Kelly clapping on their far sideline there. And they will get, pass interference against Pocatello.
Yeah, the Pocatello defender got there just a little bit early, and his back was turned. When that happens, his back's turned and kind of went for his hands before the ball was there.
Okay, I thought it was maybe something late out of bounds because the momentum carried both guys.
Yeah.
Out of bounds on that far sideline. 1st and 10 for Bishop Kelly from the 35. Pocatello showing blitz. Not gets the carry, not gets to the second level. Spinning and brought down at the 44-yard line, a gain of 9. So Pocatello blitzed that time. Knott was able to get past it and is able to take it for a gain of 9, where it'll be 2nd and 1.
And that's where BK's tough. He blitz and he still gets 9 yards out of it. I mean, that's just tough.
4:40 to play before halftime. 2nd and 1 for the Knights from their own 44-yard line. Up 14-7. Play action fake. Smith rolling out. That ball caught by Bell at the 50, the 45. Banging into a Pocatello defender. Taken out of bounds around the 37 for a first down.
And that's the play they've been trying to run to James Bell 2 or 3 times and finally connected for big yardage there.
Yeah, Bell's second grab of the night. That one goes for 19 yards from Smith to Bell. 1st and 10 for Bishop Kelly. Ball at the Pocatello 37-yard line with 4:15 to play before halftime. Knights break the huddle and send 2 receivers to the left, a tight end to the left as well. Tight end to the right and under center in a single back formation is Smith. Toss play to Knott off the left side. Penalty flag comes out for a hold, and Knott will break it and take off on the right side, the 30, the 20, And finally brought down inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. However, we think this play will be coming back.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a pretty electrifying move there for not to bring it back, reverse the field, and come all the way back. But I think we're going to have a holding.
Well, I'll tell you, even though there was a penalty on that play and it doesn't officially count towards anything, if I'm Seth Knott and I'm putting together my highlight tape for college recruiters, that play's on there.
That's a YouTube clip.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
No doubt. You know, it's been kind of quiet surrounding Seth Knott and the colleges that are interested or not interested, which is just astounding to me that a player of his talent has been kind of quiet on the recruiting front.
Yeah, and he's, in the interviews I've seen of him too, he's just kind of a team player, whatever it takes to get the win kind of guy.
Perfect guy you want for your program. 1st and 20 for Bishop Kelly from their own 47. That play met right at the line of scrimmage. First carry of the night for Bishop Kelly's Cormac Mullen. He's kind of the fullback, so Mullen is able to get just a yard. It's 2nd and 19.
And the last two drives from Bishop Kelly have been a little derailed. I mean, they still scored on their last possession, but derailed a little bit by penalties.
3:05 to play here before halftime. 2nd and 19 for the Knights from their own 46-yard line, leading 14-7. I formation, receiver to either side, tight end to the right. Play action fake. Smith setting up a backside screen for Knott. It's caught at the 45-yard line. Look at the room to the 40. Another penalty flag, though. And again, I think this one's going to be coming back as Knott takes this inside the 35 to the 33 to set up what would be a 3rd and roughly 7, but penalty flag came out as Knott was maneuvering in the open field. And it's holding against Bishop Kelly.
So again, that could have been a YouTube clip there, but unfortunately it's going to come back for Bishop Kelly.
So we talked about, Sean, Bishop Kelly's offensive line is big and strong and physical. Pocatello's defensive line is light and lean and lightning fast. And early on, we saw Bishop Kelly have the advantage. They were able to push the pile. But more recently, I think Pocatello's quickness is giving some of those bigger linemen problems. We've had a number of holding calls here against Bishop Kelly. Timeout taken by Pocatello here with 2:40 to play before halftime. Trailing 14-7, it'll be a 2nd down and 25 for
Develop, and when they give them too much time, that holding comes.
So 2nd down and 25 for Bishop Kelly out of the timeout. 2:40 to play before halftime. Low snap, trying to set up a screen. Now they fake it over the middle. It's juggled and then caught. And now they'll say no, incomplete at the 35-yard line. Noah Bornis, the intended.
Unfortunately, even if he catches it, you're still 8, but maybe you go for it because of the field position. You're on the other side of the 50.
So Jason Buss has kind of been Bishop Kelly. Wade is only able to get 2 and brought down on the play by Pocatello's Caden Hoddle. And it's now 4th down, and Bishop Kelly will have to punt from the 50. The Thunder will have to earn it if they want points, right? They're going to have to go almost the length of the field.
And it'll be BK's first punt of the night, too, so you have to think for the Pocatello.
Okay, so Bishop Kelly doesn't take a timeout. They take the delay of game penalty to move it back 5 yards. They will now punt from the 45. Trying to pin Pocatello deep. And punting here for Bishop Kelly is Martin Connington. Connington, a high booming kick. Boy, look at the hang time on this bat. 1st and 10 for Pocatello now from their own 16, actually 17-yard line. And they've got 1:35 on the clock and 2 timeouts to work with here. Pocatello working right to left here before halftime. Payne out of a shotgun on 1st down. 2 receivers either side. Will take the snap one-handed, hand off to Reich and Echohawk up the middle. Echohawk across the 25 to the 26 and the 27, and that is enough for a 1st down. I like the run on 1st down, 10 yards for Echohawk.
Yeah, and they kind of switched up their plan there. They didn't try to go outside. They went straight up, kind of draw, and I like that a lot, and they're going to need to do that. Pocatello, Tipton Wade, 5'8", 160.
It kind of reminds me of the Seattle Seahawks, that Legion of Boom from a few years ago where everybody was big and physical and, hey, we're going to get called for a couple of pass interference flags, but They can't call it on us every time, right?
No, I think they're happy with that instead of the 80-yard touchdown.
1st and 10, Payne throwing far sideline, caught by Christensen right at the 50-yard line. Well, we'll see where they mark him out, actually at the 48. So that is a gain of 6 from Payne to Christensen. 2nd and 4 for Pocatello from their own 48. 1:09 to play before halftime. Trailing 14-7. They still have 2. First down for Pocatello.
Yeah, I like the draw play. It's given Echo Hawk some space, and he's got to be one of the fastest guys on the field right now. And if he can get that motor going, he's going to get some yards.
That is a 16-yard gain on the draw play for Riken Echo Hawk. And again, he got out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:01 to play before halftime. Pokey still has 2 timeouts, trailing 14-7. 3 receivers right, single receiver to the left is Bowie. We'll see if Payne tries to go that way. They're right up on the line of scrimmage. That's exactly what he's doing. Throwing it up for Bowie. It is caught in stride for a Pocatello touchdown. Wow. They came with the press coverage. Bishop Kelly did. It was Jack Dennis who was there in coverage. Actually, Fiddler was in coverage. And Bowie got a little bit of separation and hauled it in for a 36-yard score. Wow, Julian Bowie had to extend the arms out to make the grab.
Was it one-handed or was it both hands?
Both hands,
okay.
But still.
Just the angle I have, it looked like he almost grabbed it with one hand.
Point after by Cade Jensen is through, and we are tied at 14 with 55 seconds to play before halftime. And the momentum of this game has certainly swung, Sean.
Yeah, and I think we kind of talked about it. It was pretty crucial to hold Bishop Kelly and not let them gain more points. And they went one up from what we were saying, Pocatello did, by getting another score and tying this game up. And, this is really the defense. The defense did a nice job, and a big penalty really hurt BK. And Pocatello took some good plays. I like the draw plays that Echo Hawk, I think, really opened up the field for Pocatello to do that, to do some more passing by threatening with those draws.
And for Bishop Kelly, how do you defend a guy like Julian Bowie, right? They tried to play off earlier, and he caught a pass over the middle. They tried the press coverage that time. And really, a guy like Bowie only needs a step. And usually, that's enough. And that's exactly what we saw in that 36-yard touchdown. Now, if you're Bishop Kelly, though, you're getting the ball back with 55 seconds to play before halftime. You still have 2 timeouts to work with. Do you try and get something here, or do you just take it to halftime knowing you're going to get the ball to start the second half as well?
Well,
we'll have to wait and see, right? On the return, taking it from the 5 to the 20, the 25, and a return out to the 30-yard line. That was a nice return up the far sideline for Bishop Kelly's Cole Miller.
I don't know. Bishop Kelly's a well-oiled machine, right? I wouldn't be surprised if they took a knee. I also wouldn't be surprised if they had a few plays drawn up for scenarios like this too, especially when you're going to get the ball back. But with the momentum shift, I don't think you want to give Pocatello the ball back at all. You don't want to give them any shot at it. Even if it's like an interception way down and the clock runs out, Pocatello's fired up going into halftime. I think you're cautious.
Well, and the reason I brought that up was because Pocatello does still have 2 timeouts left. So if you're Bishop Kelly and you misfire on first down and get into a 2nd and long, and then you're potentially giving it back to him. Smith on first down. It's going to be an out route complete to Hefner. And Hefner makes the reception and ducks out of bounds at the 38-yard line. That's a gain of 7 on first down from Smith to Hefner. Go ahead.
I was just thinking, Pocatello's got to be so happy Bowie came out to play football, because the last 2 games we've seen, he's just been electric.
He certainly has, and Hefner has been that guy for Bishop Kelly. 6 catches. Here's a low snap. Smith in trouble. Sacked. Brought down by Caden Hoddle in the backfield. And now a timeout taken by Bishop Kelly with 39 seconds to go before halftime. So Hoddle got home, and it's a sack and a loss of a yard for Hadley Smith. That snap was on the ground, and Smith, the play was kind of busted from the start.
Yeah, Smith, I think, had a heads-up play of just kind of moving. Once he got control of the football, he just moved forward to not take a bigger loss. He knew it was kind of coming. You know what I mean? After that low snap, he did some good management of just moving forward and not taking a big loss. But they have to use a timeout, so that's kind of the sack leads to that timeout is kind of crucial, I think.
Yeah, 39 seconds to play before halftime. We are tied at 14. Bishop Kelly facing a 3rd and 4 from their own 37-yard line, but just one timeout.
Yeah. And 3rd down, so
right.
If Bishop Kelly passes, no time could go off the clock and leave the door open again for Pocatello.
Smith with 2 receivers right side on 3rd down. They will throw to Hefner on the far side, caught across the 40 for the first down, and he slips out of bounds at the 44-yard line. So a gain of 7 and a first down for Bishop Kelly.
And Hefner is almost uncoverable. He's really good at making those turns and those quick out routes, and the Pocatello defense is there. Hefner's running great routes.
Got out of bounds to stop the clock with 34 seconds to play before halftime. 1st and 10 for Bishop Kelly from their own 43. Smith with 3 receivers in the pattern, throws to the near side of the field. That's caught on a curl route, brought down at the 49-yard line. First catch of the night for Logan Fedek. And Fedek a minimal gain, and for Pocatello, they'll take that because a lot of time came off the clock, and Bishop Kelly had to spend its final timeout. That was a gain of just 7 on the curl route at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, I think he's got to, Logan Fedek's got to get out of bounds there, or at least try. He cut inside, and I don't know if that was the best option with how much time's left.
And Pocatello, on the tackle, I believe that was Hayden Good, the first guy that was in there, but stood him up.
Yeah, stood him up, and then 4 or 5 other guys were like, oh, we're not going to take you down just yet.
We'll take our time getting over there, right?
Let's dance a little, huh?
Right. 23 seconds to play before halftime. We're tied at 14. Bishop Kelly has the ball at the 50-yard line, facing a 2nd down and 3. Bishop Kelly now has no timeouts remaining, though, so everything we've seen, it's going to continue to have to be towards the sidelines, and eventually, Pocatello potentially could jump that route and come away with an interception. We'll have to see.
Yeah, or even just maybe get the ball back here to take a shot at it again.
So 2nd and 3. Smith out of a shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. Again, a low snap. Smith floating it left side, overshot everybody. Incomplete 3rd down. They were trying to go to Hefner up that far side, but it was about 10 yards over his head.
And again, another kind of low snap it's kind of affected their ability to get the play going for Bishop Kelly. Those low snaps have kind of hurt them there. He's going to have to roll out or do something different when those snaps are low.
Yeah, it's been a problem for Bishop Kelly. And again, we talked about their backup offensive lineman, Rakeem Johnson, still in there. He had to turn to the left guard in that last play and say, double check and make sure he knew what he was doing. 3rd and 3. Again, a low snap. Smith rolling out, firing over the middle, wide open, caught at the 35-yard line and brought down at the 31. Bishop Kelly's going to have to hurry. That was Hefner on the reception. That is a gain of 29. Bishop Kelly will line up with just 9 seconds to go before halftime. The clock stops as they move the chains for the first down. As soon as they set it, that clock will start again. So 9 seconds to go. Bishop Kelly will spike it.
I like that the Bishop Kelly center, put that ball a little forward there, and then they had to come back in and reset it.
So a spike there by Hadley Smith following that 29-yard, wait, let me double check that, 19-yard completion to Jack Hefner. And again, Hefner has been the guy. 8 grabs at this point, almost at 90 yards receiving.
Yeah, I was going to say he's got to be close to 100 just for the half.
We'll have the complete halftime stats for you on the halftime show, but first, 8 seconds to go before halftime. 2nd and 10 for Bishop Kelly from the 31 of Pocatello. No timeouts. Basically have to take some shots to the end zone. Smith going to throw it complete, and Hefner scrambling to get out of bounds at the 20-yard line. He did with just 3 seconds to go before halftime.
And that play Bishop Kelly runs to Hefner has been almost unstoppable tonight.
So enough for the first down. They got 10 yards exactly. And they're going to line up for a field goal here with 3 seconds to go before halftime. So Bishop Kelly, it'll be a 48-yard field goal try. And that ball is through the uprights.
Wow.
Plenty of room to spare as Martin Connington knocks home the 48-yard field goal to end the first half of action. And it's a 17-14 Bishop Kelly lead. That was a great 2-minute drill there by the Knights.
Yeah, that was, they managed that very well, got it bounce, got some pass plays, and then they rushed out and kicked that field goal quickly.
They did.
They were set up and ready to go, and it was not an easy field goal by any means.
I think there was some hesitation on whether Hefner actually got out of bounds or not, so they said, hey,
let's run this play.
Because there was only 3 seconds left. If they start that clock, we have to be ready. So yeah. Connington with the 48-yard field goal right before halftime. And so at the break, 17-14, Bishop Kelly leading. We'll be back with the halftime show right after this break. You're listening to the Class 4A quarterfinals on IdahoSports.com.
I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Idaho, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
You've heard it before. There is no I in team, but there is an I in dairy. Dairy foods are a great source of protein, which is vital for helping rebuild and repair muscles after exercise, so your body can be at the top of its game at your next competition. So grab some milk, cheese, or yogurt after you work out, train, or play. Yes, it's true. There is no I in team, but there is an I in win. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valleywide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Perform, refuel, recover, repeat. It's the recipe for success in any kind of sport, and dairy can be a key ingredient in every one of those steps. Dairy foods supply your body with high-quality protein to rebuild and repair muscle, carbohydrates to help you refuel, and fluid and electrolytes to help you rehydrate. So your personal recipe for greatness can be perform, win, repeat. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, it was an easy process. It's readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
It is halftime inside Holt Arena. Brandon Baney alongside Sean Kane. This is a Class 4A quarterfinal matchup, and at the half, Bishop Kelly leads over Pocatello 17-14. This was billed as the best matchup, certainly in 4A, but maybe in the entire state, and it's lived up to it so far, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, I would have definitely said, looking at the 4A bracket, this was the, I think the best matchup. You like we talked about earlier, you kind of had a Bishop Kelly team that, might be underranked in some people's eyes as far as seeding, and a Pocatello team that just barely slipped down to the 2 seed. So a great, a tough quarterfinals matchup. It feels like a semifinal matchup or something to me, really, and it's given us just that. It's been a very close ball game. Both teams had 5 possessions in that opening half. And BK was able to come away with 17 points, and out of 5 possessions, Pocatello was able to come out with 14. So just close, and kind of all the things we thought would happen have been kind of there. That BK running the ball, but BK passing the ball a little more than I would have expected, and getting it all over to a lot of different guys. And then Pocatello had a little trouble running the ball, but used some draw plays nicely with Echo Hawk to open up the field. And then, of course, all year, Pocatello's had Bowie as just kind of a big play receiver, and he's shown that tonight with some great catches and a great touchdown score.
Yeah, and so Bishop Kelly gets the ball to start the second half as well. So getting those points, getting that Connington 48-yard field goal as time expired, that was huge.
I think it's huge because they're going to get, like you said, the BK is going to get the ball back. You've kind of, that drive, what was there, a minute so left? BK's drive, there was about a minute so left in the half, and that drive kind of killed Pocatello's momentum, right? Pocatello had all the momentum. They had stopped Bishop Kelly. They had gotten the ball back. They'd taken it all the way down and tied this thing up. And was BK just going to kind of, with about a minute left, kneel it? No, they ran a great offensive set, got out of bounds, got some big passes, and right there at the very end, barely got out of bounds with the pass, and 3 seconds left, and he came out and nailed a 48-yard field goal. So, and I just think it was a big momentum stopper and kind of get BK back into it momentum and kind of slow down that Pocatello offense.
Yeah, and that has been the key. When you look at the first half totals, Bishop Kelly is absolutely dominating the time of possession. Now, we can't officially keep the time of possession. Our statistics aren't that advanced, Sean. But here's what I can tell you. If you look at total plays, now I'm taking the number of rush attempts plus the number of pass attempts for each team. In the first half, Pocatello ran 21 plays.
Okay.
Bishop Kelly ran 40.
Yeah, I would have said they probably had the ball 50% more, so that would make sense.
I mean, that's a 2-to-1. 2-to-1 ratio for Bishop Kelly, which is just, I mean, if that continues, Pocatello, you talked about it, when you play Bishop Kelly, it kind of becomes a possession game, right? You know you're only going to get X amount of possessions, so you have to make every single one count.
Yeah, so even when BK punted it, they probably still took 5 to 7 minutes off the clock, and that makes a huge difference. I think the nice matchup is Pokey does have a really quick-fire offense and can score quickly, but when those possessions end empty, later on the game, I think that'll be the difference. If they don't get any points and then BK just controls the ball, that could really be the difference of the game in the second half.
Yeah, Pocatello had a lot of quick 3-and-outs in that first quarter, and then in the second quarter they finally got it going. So let's take a look at the first half stats for Bishop Kelly. Pretty balanced, 105 yards on the ground, 168 through the air. So that's 273 yards of total offense. For Pocatello, a little more one-dimensional, 37 yards on the ground, 131 yards through the air. So that's 168 yards total offense. Individually for Bishop Kelly, we talked about Seth Knott, kind of the guy they want to run it through. 16 carries for 88 yards and a touchdown in the opening half. That's 5.5 yards per carry. Beyond that, Hadley Smith, 3 carries for 15 yards. And then Cormac Mullen and Dean Tipton-Wade each have 1 carry for 1 yard. Really, where Bishop Kelly has shined through is the passing game.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been able to hit quick routes. They've been able to hit some kind of big fades, too. He's really shown a lot of diversity in the throwing game. It's not like a one-show pony at all.
Hadley Smith was 14 of 19 in that opening half of action. I didn't calculate the completion percentage. So if you want to do that super quick.
14 of 19?
Yeah, 14 of 19. I was trying to do it in my head, but I knew I wouldn't
73%.
That's pretty good.
74% roughly.
So 74% completion, 168 yards and a touchdown. The leading receiver, Jack Hefner, he can't be stopped. 9 catches for 102 yards and a touchdown in that opening half. After that, it is James Bell, the tight end. Despite the 2 drops, Bell actually has 2 catches for 39 yards. It's then Noah Bornis, 1 catch for 12 yards. It is Ciavaco, 1 catch for 1 catch for 8 yards. Max Ciavaco, and then Logan Fedek, 1 catch for 7 yards. For Pocatello, on the ground, Riken Echohawk, 6 carries for 27 yards, and a lot of that came right before halftime on a couple of those draw plays as Pocatello was in the hurry-up offense. I mean, look at the carries tonight for Echohawk. 10, -5, -3, -1, 10, 16. It's been feast or famine for Riken Echohawk.
Yeah, I liked what Pocatello was trying to do. They were trying to establish the run early. I mean, it's no surprise that Pocatello wants to come out and throw the ball, I think, to anyone in the state. So for Pocatello to come out and try to run the ball, I think it was a smart move. It was just BK's defense just was up to the task, and they really haven't found a total footing in that yet. And I think in the second half they're going to have to.
I agree. So Echohawk, 6 carries, 27 yards. Ryan Payne has 3 carries for 10 yards, and that's it. Passing-wise, Ryan Payne also very efficient, right around 60%, I think. But again, if you want to do this on the calculator, that'd be great. 7 of 12 in the first half was Ryan Payne. So what does that look like?
60%.
60%, okay. So 7 of 12 for Ryan Payne, 131 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. All of his passes have gone to 2 receivers. It's Julian Bowie, 2 catches for 82 yards and a touchdown, and Matt Christensen, 5 catches for 49 yards and the other touchdown.
Yeah, and sometimes Bowie only has 1 catch, like 1 catch for 80 and a touchdown. So he's doing a little extra tonight, and they need it,
Well,
but yeah, I mean, and Matt Christensen is definitely their go-to guy, I think, in most situations. So you've always got to try to get the ball in his hands.
One guy who's been kind of quiet, well, let's identify a guy that's been quiet on both sides for Pocatello, Zach Park.
Yeah.
The slot receiver who's usually pretty involved in the offense, hasn't gotten anything going tonight. And for Bishop Kelly, the one glaring goose egg so far has been Jason Buss. He had 2 touchdown receptions last week. He and Hefner have been a tough 1-2 combo, but so far Jason Buss hasn't even had a target his way.
Yeah, and you got to give a lot of credit to Cruel Hales, who's out there guarding him on the coverage. He's kind of been locked down this year and had a big game last week, and so that's Pocatello. I think Pocatello can be happy with that, but if you leave one, put your best defender on someone, it's going to give someone else a chance, opportunity to step up.
So keys for the second half, Sean. What do you think here as Bishop Kelly will get the ball to start? What do the Knights have to do to maintain the lead?
I think the Knights are going to come back out and slow it down, and again just keep that time of possession and look to score. And I think, like I've talked about before, is if the Bishop Kelly Knights are ahead, that's kind of their game. If they can get ahead, that's where they want to be. And so I think they'd like to get another touchdown, another score to make it a two-possession game here, and that kind of puts them in the driver's seat. That's what I think BK is going to look to score quick here. Or not quick, but quick for BK terms.
Well, quick in BK terms could be like 7 minutes off the clock.
I mean, get a score on their first possession is what I was alluding to get that two-score, that Pocatello's down 2 scores.
Right. And for Pocatello, what do you have to do in this second half to lead? They've never actually led tonight, right? They tied it, but what do you do to get the lead?
And then one thing I didn't mention, I think BK has to eliminate the penalties.
Yes.
In their possessions, they were in looking at scoring, and penalties really hurt them as they got on the other side of the 50. So if BK can eliminate penalties, that's going to help them on the offensive side. And now for Pocatello, I think the defense done extremely well, and they'll have to continue that. And they're going to have to play bigger than they are, and they're going to have to use that speed because that speed was able to stop them. And I think, the first drive out of half is not always a crucial, but I think for both teams it could be a big turning point in this game. If BK gets a lead, that's could be kind of what they need to do. If Pocatello gets a stop and gets the ball back, they can maybe get that momentum shifting back towards their end.
So as they put a little extra warm-up time on the clock here before
I thought they were going to start.
Well, so I changed the little scoreboard here if you're listening to the action here on IdahoSports.com. First of all, thank you for doing that. Second of all, I updated the scoreboard. It said halftime, and I changed to the third quarter because we hit zeros, and then all of a sudden they put 3 minutes back up on the clock. So while we got a moment, let's tell you, let's take a look at the Friday Night Flash on IdahoSports.com. We've got intern Keller working the flash tonight, getting all of those scores in real time here in the quarterfinal round of the playoffs. Now, I think this is the only game that's going on so far, Sean. Now, a lot of games are about to kick off in like a minute, right? Because we're almost to 7 o'clock Mountain Time.
That's right. Most of the games have 7 o'clock kickoff, so we got to start the playoff action a little early here in the Holt Arena.
That's right. So if we take a look at what's going on scoreboard-wise tonight, the other 4A quarterfinal matchups, you've got top-seeded Sandpoint. They are hosting 8th-seeded Shelley. That game kicks off in an hour up north in Sandpoint. Ryan Skaggs will have the call of that game on IdahoSports.com. You have the 5th seed Blackfoot hosting 13th seeded Nampa, and that game is kicking off right now. Tim Belknap has the call on IdahoSports.com. And the other game that is going to kick off for the 4A ranks tonight in the quarterfinals won't be until Saturday.
Wow.
And that's going to be Saturday night in Holt Arena, 7 o'clock kickoff as 6th seeded Skyline hosts 14th seeded Valley View. It's been a very wild and unpredictable 4A postseason so far, which is kind of how the regular season went.
Yeah, and that game's on the same half as the Pocatello Bishop Kelly, so whoever wins tonight will get the winner of that game Saturday night. You kind of think whoever can get to that semifinal, again, it's almost like a reset every time for the 4A, because you kind of think, this team's going to win here, and then you have some upsets, and then it's like kind of a reset, and you got to kind of take it back and look and see who can come up with a win.
So we get ready to start the third quarter. Pocatello will have to kick off to Bishop Kelly. Bishop Kelly will be working left to right here in this third quarter of action. Look at this. Pocatello's ready to kick, and Bishop Kelly hasn't even broken the huddle yet. You can tell Pocatello they want this so badly. They beat Bonneville last week in the first round, and as soon as the game was over, it wasn't like, hey, we won. It was like, hey, we get to play Bishop Kelly. This is our chance. They embraced it. A lot of teams would want to avoid BK, right? But Pokey leaned into it.
Yeah, they're, like I said, BK's not under the radar. I mean, they're always a great program, but they kind of went a little bit under the radar, I think, this year.
Short kickoff taken at the 5-yard line on the return. This is Dean Tipton-Wade, and he will take it to the 21, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Bishop Kelly.
Yeah, a lot of posts from the Pocatello fans is this is the revenge game. They wanted this back. They wanted this game, thinking back to last year. And if you want to go back even farther, last time Pocatello won a state championship, they beat Bishop Kelly. So, a lot of history between these two teams.
And this is really the first true road game of the year for Bishop Kelly as well, right? I mean, yeah, they had to play Middleton and Emmett, but those are relatively short jaunts compared to the 3.5 hours it takes on a bus to get to Pocatello. 1st and 10, not up the middle, nowhere to go. A gain of only 2.
But if there's a team that, is up to the task, it's Bishop Kelly. They're well coached. They've come, maybe not these kids specifically, but they've come down to the mini dome a lot of years and be able to pick up wins. So that I think they have an understanding of what it takes to be prepared to come down here.
Yeah, Tim Brennan, one of the coaching legends in the state of Idaho, right at Bishop Kelly. He's won numerous state titles, over 200 career wins. 2nd and 8, play action fake. Smith rolling out on the right side, feeling the rush now. That ball is popped up and intercepted. That ball intercepted at the 28-yard line by Pocatello.
I think it's Carson Christensen.
He had 2 interceptions last week against Bonneville. We'll try and figure out who picked that ball off. Hunter Killian came with the pressure, and that ball was popped up in the air off the receiver's hand and intercepted.
Yeah, kind of a ill-advised pass. Smith was running out of the pocket and threw it right into the coverage.
First down and 10 for Pocatello, and they'll throw a waggle pass to the tight end, Hunter Killian. That ball is caught on the far sideline as Pocatello takes it from the 28 all the way to the Bishop Kelly 9-yard line, or the 14-yard line. That is a gain of 14 on first down.
But it's just a huge momentum shift for Pocatello to come out and get that interception. And last week, that's what got it done for Pocatello was the defense.
So 10:40 and counting here in the third quarter of action following the 14-yard completion from Payne to Hunter Killian for the first catch of the night. It is 1st and 10. It is Riken Echohawk taking it into the end zone for the touchdown from 14 yards out on the far side. And Pocatello, with a snap of the fingers, leads for the first time tonight. What a great play drawn up there. I was looking down at my stat sheet. Was that a handoff or a little flat pass?
I think it was a little flat pass, yeah.
14-yard touchdown pass to Riken Echohawk, his first reception of the night. And now Cade Jensen for the point after kick. It is through. And Pocatello, what a turn of events, kicked off to start this third quarter. But an interception by Carson Christensen thanks to the pressure applied by Hunter Killian. A 14-yard pass to Killian and then a 14-yard swing route to Riken Echohawk for 6. And we talked about it. Pocatello was going to have to try and make up the ground somewhere. And now all of a sudden, they're the team that's leading, and Bishop Kelly is the team that's thinking, all right, how many possessions do we have left in this game now?
Yeah, I mean, I think to beat Bishop Kelly, you've got to get ahead. You've got to have a lead, and, really every time you get the ball on the offensive side, you've got to score, and Pocatello went right ahead and did that after a turnover. Getting a score after a turnover is huge. That's really the first turnover of the game, so, that's great for the defense and to get the points. That could be just the turning point of the whole game for Pocatello.
That Pocatello secondary had 4 interceptions last week against Bonneville. Carson Christensen had 2, Matt Christensen had 1, and Crew Hales had the 100-yard interception return for a touchdown. This kickoff goes off the chest of the Bishop Kelly return man, and because of that, Seth Knott back there returning the kick that time, Sean, is only able to return it to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, the kick is going just kind of right at the 2 or 3 yard line every time. And all three BK guys kind of bunched together. You know, it's something a little different than I've seen before. And they've had a hard time kind of corralling it in. And that hesitation and that juggling has pinned them back the last two kickoffs.
So Hadley Smith, after throwing that interception, how does he respond here with 10:19 to play in the third? 1st and 10 for BK from their own 16-yard line. They will start with a sweep play to Knott. He's tripped up in the backfield. In on the stop for Pocatello, that time Luke Smith.
Nice job by Luke Smith. He had a huge game last week too. I believe he had 2 sacks, and he was just all over the quarterback last week and now all over the running back this week.
So Knott lost 4 yards on that carry. It is 2nd and 14 for Bishop Kelly now from their own 12-yard line. And again, they'll break the huddle and send 3 receivers bunched to the left, tight end Bell to the right. Smith out of the gun, low snap, will sling it on a screen pass, left side. Pocatello strings it out, gain of only a yard. And Pocatello starting to celebrate a little bit.
Yeah, it's getting a little louder in here, right? They're getting pumped up, but I tell you what, you can't sleep on Bishop Kelly. They're going to come out and play hard.
Don't poke the bear. I mean,
yeah.
that was a 1-yard reception by Fedek, and Jackson Williams is the guy who pushed him out of bounds, and he flexed right in his face. You know,
yeah.
Just let the scoreboard do the talking. 3rd and 13. Smith, plenty of time, throws a curl route, caught at the 20-yard line. Shy of the first down, though, on the reception is Christian Welp. So Welp makes the grab to the 24-yard line where it'll be 4th down and 2.
So really just 2 good defensive stands for Pocatello's defense there to get the interception and then to force BK to punt here is just coming out of halftime. You just got to be super excited.
So Bishop Kelly to punt here. Crew Hale stands at his own 40-yard line awaiting the return. This one will be fair caught as it drifted, and then Crew Hale's never touched it. Another great punt uncorked by Bishop Kelly. It will be downed at the 20-yard line of the Thunder.
Man, I think he's got to catch that.
Yeah,
it gave him BK, 10, 11 more yards on that punt?
Yes, he let it go, and it rolled to the 20-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for Pocatello. 8:39 to play in the third. Thunder leading 21-17. The latest score, a 14-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Payne to Riken Echohawk. He's now got 3 touchdowns in the game tonight. So the Thunder break the huddle here, 8:39 to play in the third. 1st and 10 at their own 20. Working right to left in this third quarter. 2 receivers either side. They'll start with a handoff to Riken Echohawk off the right side. Picks up only a couple as Rowan Hines makes the stop for Bishop Kelly.
And you got to think Bishop Kelly's got to kind of get a good defensive stop here and really kind of turn it up, to kind of switch this momentum.
Yeah, because now it's Pocatello, the team that can maybe try and burn the clock a little bit.
Yeah.
So it ended up being a 3-yard gain on 1st down to Echohawk. Makes it 2nd and 7 for the Thunder. From their own 23-yard line again, 4 wide, 2 to either side. And Payne ready out of a shotgun. Ready and takes the snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Ryan Payne off the right side will be brought down around the 28-yard line, 3rd and short.
I think Ryan Payne saw something, looked like he kind of audibled and changed the play there at the last second for the Pocatello Thunder.
Ran it off the right side. And it's now 3rd down and 2 for the Thunder from their own 28. They've got to get to the 30 to pick up the 1st down. We're down to 7:20 to play here in the third. Pocatello breaks the huddle. They'll send 2 receivers, actually 5 wide, 2 to the right, 3 to the left. Payne all alone out of a shotgun. This could be a great spot for a quarterback draw as well. We'll keep an eye on it. 3rd and 2. Payne will take the snap. Back to pass over the middle. That ball is popped up and intercepted. Picked off by Bishop Kelly at the 35-yard line, and breaking away is Cole Miller. Miller on the return actually lost yardage, but he comes up with the takeaway at the Pocatello 37-yard line.
Wow, I mean, I thought exactly what you thought. I thought it was going to be a pain run all the way just for a short yardage, and just bobbled off the receiver. And great interception, great hands by the Bishop Kelly to get that interception. He did lose yards, but big turnover there for the Bishop Kelly defense. I think that's just what they needed.
And that went right off of the receiver's hands, and I didn't see which receiver that was for Pocatello. Went right off his hands, was popped up in the air, and Cole Miller intercepts the pass for Bishop Kelly. It's now 1st and 10 for the Knights from the Pocatello 38-yard line. Single back formation, 3 receivers to the right. Pocatello jumped off sides.
And Bishop Kelly's hard counted a few times and almost got the Thunder, and this is the first time they've got him tonight.
Now another development to keep an eye on as Cole Miller was returning that interception for Bishop Kelly. Matt Christensen was the guy who made the tackle for Pocatello, and he came off the field kind of holding his side, so he might have taken a hit. He's not out there on defense right now, and we'll have to see his status moving forward, but he is so important to what Pocatello wants to do. Not on 1st down and 5, gets the edge inside the 15, still going inside the 10 on the left sideline, and it'll be 1st and goal for Bishop Kelly.
Knott is just he's a patient runner, right? He just waits and waits and weaves and I just like how he's patient there out on the edge.
Took it all the way to the 9-yard line. So a gain of 24 on the carry for Seth Knott. It is 1st and goal for Bishop Kelly from the Pocatello 9. It's an I formation. Smith under center. Knott gets the call. Started off the right side and gets a yard, and that's it. Pocatello defensive line was ready that time, and Jackson Williams, the first guy in there.
And I've been impressed with Pocatello's defensive line. I think they've, for the most part, have done just a great job containing inside the trenches, and they're, like you said, they're just not as big. You can just see it, and they're doing a good job.
6 minutes and counting in the third. Maryland I formation. Toss play left side for Knott. Penalty flag. This one may be coming back. Knott takes it inside the 5, down to the 2, where it will be 3rd and goal, but we'll see what this penalty flag is here. It was thrown at the 10-yard line. It is holding against the Knights.
And you can kind of see the frustration from some of the BK guys and coaches, because they've had 3 pretty big holding calls down in the red zone that have kind of stopped them. They got 1 score out of it, and 1 pretty much killed their drive.
So 2nd and goal from the 20 now for Bishop Kelly. 5:40 and counting in this third quarter of action. Smith will send 2 receivers to the left side, single receiver to the right, tailback on the left hip. Low snap. They will throw a quick out route. It is dropped. That ball is dropped by Logan Fedek. It is 3rd down and goal from the 20. And I'll tell you, again, Jason Buss, we talked about it, he hasn't even been out on the field on offense.
Okay.
For these last couple of plays. I mean, I can see him standing over on the sideline. He's suited up. I know he's playing tonight, but he hasn't been involved.
And I was going to say, if the BK receivers hadn't dropped balls, he might be Smith might be perfect, because almost all the balls have been on target. There's been quite a few drops.
Yeah, maybe just the 1 interception. That was his fault. Smith going to the end zone. It's intercepted at the 1-yard line. Crew Hales picks it off at the goal line for Pocatello into the end zone for a touchback. So Smith went for the home run ball on 3rd and goal from the 20, and Crew Hales comes away with the interception. And that, if it's 3rd and goal at the 7,
you're giving the ball to probably not.
But that holding call was huge.
And and for any team, 2nd and 20 trying to get into the end zone it's not easy. The defense, you're limited in what plays you can run, and the defense knows. And Crew Hales, huge interception. nice ups there to get up there and get that one. But he saw it all the way.
He did. So 1st and 10 for Pocatello now. 3 receivers left, single receiver to the right. Payne rolling out right side. Bishop Kelly sending the rush, and that throw low, intended for Julian Bowie at the 30-yard line on the near side, incomplete.
And you can kind of see the Bishop Kelly defense is kind of getting a little, every kind of series, it seems like they're getting a little more pressure going on Payne. They're just kind of inching in a little more and more every time.
The corners for Bishop Kelly have done a nice job tonight. It's Dane Fiddler on the right side and Jacob Lakasic on the left side. And they will continue to have to be, vital to this Bishop Kelly success. It is 2 receivers to the right, tight end and receiver to the left on 2nd and 10 from his own 20. Handoff out of the gun to Reich and Echohawk, bouncing it outside to the 25, the 30, and tripped up at the 30-yard line. Otherwise, Echohawk may still be running. That was a great job by Jack Dennis, the linebacker, coming up to make sure it was only a 10-yard gain. Because Echohawk has that speed, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. I was just kind of seeing where they were going to spot that, so it's a first down. But yeah, I don't think there is. If he doesn't get tripped up, he's gone.
So Dennis with a great tackle. It's 1st and 10 for Pocatello from their own 30. 3 receivers set. Echohawk started inside. Now will continue to work inside. Just instead of right guard, it's right tackle. And Echohawk only gets 2 yards that time.
I think Bishop Kelly's looking for a holding.
And players and fans alike, it looks like Cole Miller out there trying to say, hey, I'm being held.
Now, one of the BK players has yellow gloves, so every time I look, eventually I'm like, oh, nope, it's just his gloves.
That's Cole Miller. That's who came up with that interception.
Yep.
So a 2-yard gain for Echohawk makes it 2nd and 8 for Pocatello from their own 32. 4:05 to play in the third, leading 21-17. 2 receivers left, single receiver right. Back to pass is Ryan Payne going deep, overshot his guy, miscommunication. Matt Christensen, who is back out there, good to see, ran a curl route and stopped at the 40. Payne threw it to about the 50.
Yeah, and Christensen went inside, and that pass was going like he should have curled outside towards the sideline.
So 3rd and 8. This is a big third down for the Bishop Kelly defense. Try and get that ball back with 3:56 to play in the third, trailing 21-17. If they can get a stop here, they're going to get the ball in decent field position off the punt.
Yeah, after getting an interception, then throwing one, if you could just hold and not get any points off the turnover, you got to feel real good.
3rd and 8 for Pocatello from their own 32. Payne back to pass. Bishop Kelly rushes 4, taking a deep shot, wide open. It's caught in stride. The 20, the 10, the 5, into the end zone for a Pocatello touchdown. Chance Crittenden left all alone for a touchdown.
Wow, there was no one on him.
Nobody within 5 yards of him. That is a 68-yard touchdown from Ryan Payne to Chance Crittenden, his first catch of the night. And it goes for 68 yards and 6 points. And it is now 27-17 Pocatello. Here's the kick by Cade Jensen. It's 28-17. What a turnaround in this third quarter for the Thunder.
Yeah, just, 2 turnovers, but Pocatello's the one that walks away with the points, and that's the difference, right? They're ahead now, and they've been able to get points off the turnover, and BK was unable to get any points and has not been able to get really too much going offensively due to penalties here in the third quarter.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Lava Hot Springs, your destination for a relaxing day away from it all. Just 10 minutes from McCammon and I-15. They're open daily from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and open till 11 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. And they're happily welcoming visitors to sit and enjoy their world-famous hot pools. The all-natural geothermal hot springs are always a warm 102 to 112 degrees. Their indoor aquatic center is open for the fall season on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And they offer kiddie splash time on Tuesday and Wednesday mornings. Lava Hot Springs is taking extra precautions precautions to ensure your safety at this time and asks patrons to be respectful of others as you come and soak all your worries away. Check out lavahot.springs.com for more information. So Matt Christensen to kick off for Pocatello. 3 nights. You know, Bishop Kelly lines up with 3 return men. Most teams typically go with 2. But BK's got 3 guys back there ready to return, including Knott. And that will go into the end zone for a touchback. Knott never had a shot. And that rhymed.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting setup. They all 3 come together, and sometimes it seems like they don't know who's going to catch the ball. It's interesting.
So 1st and 10 for Bishop Kelly from their own 20. And now, as strange as this sounds, the way the first half went, this is a must-score possession for Bishop Kelly, I think.
I would agree with I mean, they've got to come away with some points, and I think on this drive to be in this game, really. I mean, they're having a hard time stopping the passing offense and just not being able to really get much done offensively.
1st and 10 from their own 20, working left to right in this third quarter. Seth Knott off the left side. Again, only a yard. Pocatello's Caden Hoddle in there on the tackle, and they'll actually give him 2. And I'll tell you, Pocatello has done a pretty nice job bottling up Knott in this second half. He had the 1 run for 24 yards, but otherwise his carries have gone for 2, 1, and -4.
Yeah, and it kind of looked at the start of the game he was going to run all over, but they've found a way to contain him. But I think Bishop Kelly still has to kind of lean on him and wait for his chances.
I formation, play action fake. Hadley Smith is just going to keep it. This is a quarterback sweep, and he only gets a yard or 2 as Pocatello's Carson Christensen makes the stop along with Hayden Good. And Smith is able to pick up, well, let's see where they put this. Only a yard on that carry.
And just like that, it's already 3rd down for Bishop Kelly, and I think this is a pretty big 3rd down for them.
Yeah, 3rd down and 6 for the Knights from their own 24-yard line with 2:30 and counting in the third. 3 receivers bunched to the left side, tight end to the right. Low snap. Smith looking to the left side. Now flushed out of the pocket, throws over the middle. It's too low, incomplete. At the 35-yard line, Noah Bornis was open, but Smith on the run had to throw it low. It's incomplete. 4th down, and Bishop Kelly will punt.
Had his receiver, and Smith did, and it was just too low. And again, the snap to Smith was too low and hard for him to handle. The snapping's just been very difficult for BK, and it's kind of cost them.
It's been a problem tonight as Martin Connington ready to punt. He's done a great job, and again, boy, look at the hang time.
Wow.
Nearly hits the ceiling at Holt Arena, the roof, like you said. But this time, you know, despite all the air and the hang time, it didn't get much distance and didn't get that Bishop Kelly bounce either. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Pocatello from their own 44.
And I mean, no one knew where the ball was on either team. You could see kind of all the players were like, I think Pocatello did the right thing and just got out of the way because you don't want that in the back of someone. And yeah,
the insulation on top of the dome here at Holt Arena, it's kind of a brownish color, so yeah, the football can get lost kind of easily up there, right?
Yeah.
So 1st and 10 for Pocatello from their own 44, 2:13 to play in the third. Payne starts out of a shotgun and starts with a handoff to Reich, and Echo Hawk across the 50, and Echo Hawk slithers his way for a gain of 11 and a 1st down.
And, you know, that's kind of what I said at halftime. If Pocatello can get the run going, I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult to stop them.
1st and 10 for the Thunder. Ball is at the Bishop Kelly 46-yard line with 1:50 to play here in the third. Pocatello breaks the huddle, sends 2 receivers to the right. Receiver in, a tight end to the left. Bowie is the guy on the left. And Payne out of a shotgun formation. We'll hand off to Echo Hawk again off the right side. Bouncing it to the outside is Echo Hawk for a gain of 3.
So they're, I mean, now Pocatello has a little bit of clock management, right? Now they can run it a little bit, take the time off, because Bishop Kelly's offense is just kind of slowed down here in the third quarter, and I like what Pocatello's doing here, controlling the clock and kind of just taking it away from Bishop Kelly.
Well, in the time of possession, right, even though Bishop Kelly, for the most part, the defensive guys only play defense.
Mm-hmm.
They've had so many quick 3-and-outs on offense that the defense has been out there a lot in this second half.
Yep.
2nd and 7. Payne rolling out right side. Will throw it short. It's caught at the 35-yard line up to the 33. And that was Hunter Killian with his second reception of the night. So from the 43 to the 33, actually the 32, that's a gain of 11 and a first down.
And I would say even in this third quarter now, the time of possession has definitely switched. Pocatello's had the ball, I think, for more time. I would say it's maybe fairly close, but Pocatello's had it for just a little bit more. It's not so one-sided now.
Right. It is 1st and 10 for Pocatello from the 32-yard line. Pocatello in this second half has had 12 plays to Bishop Kelly's 10. Hand off to Reich and Echo Hawk off the right side. And only able to pick up a couple. It'll be second down with 35 seconds to play here in the third. And Echo Hawk he got right back to the line of scrimmage, so no gain.
So, yeah, I mean, Bishop Kelly's got to really look to get a stop here, I think. And, I don't know what you do. I don't know if you blitz, but you got to start getting some pressure on Payne, I think. Maybe cause a turnover.
10 seconds to play in the third. This will be the final play of the quarter for Pocatello. 2nd and 10 from the 32 of Bishop Kelly. It's a sweep play left side for Echo Hawk. He's brought down at the line. That's a great open field tackle by Luca Legaretta for Bishop Kelly, and that's how the third quarter will end. It'll be a 3rd down and 11 for the Thunder when we come back. But Pocatello, a huge third quarter as they now lead 28-17 in this 4A quarterfinal showdown. You're listening to the 2021 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on IdahoSports.com.
Scott here from Teton Honda in Pocatello. Our dealership operates on a no-problem philosophy that's designed to put you in charge of your next vehicle purchase. Prefer to shop online? No problem. Evenings or weekends? No problem. Need a wide range of financing and leasing options? No problem. So whether it's one of our beautiful new Hondas or just a vehicle that's new to you, at Teton Honda, we'll help you find the perfect vehicle for your needs. Experience car buying like never before at Pocatello's only no-problem dealership.
Back in Holt Arena, Brandon Bainey with Sean Kane as we begin the fourth quarter of action. Pocatello leading Bishop Kelly in this 4A quarterfinal 28-17. It is a 3rd down and 10 for Pocatello from the 32-yard line of Bishop Kelly. Ryan Payne sacked back at the 32-yard line, and coming up with the sack for the Knights was Henry Lodge. That's his second sack of the night, and it's 4th and 10 now for Pocatello.
Yeah, nice job. Also, nice job by Ryan Payne, to get in there and not take a huge loss. But I think that's just what Bishop Kelly needed, was to put pressure on him and get a sack.
Now, Cade Jensen, we know, has a good leg for Pocatello, and they're going to send him out to try and get the field goal. They thought about leaving the offense out there on 4th and 11 from their own from the 33-yard line, but they're going to roll the dice here and try what would be a 50-yard field goal, straight on, middle of the field. And now they're going to punt after all of that. I saw the special teams unit come out, and it was Matt Christensen to punt. And now Pokey's doing exactly what Bishop Kelly did earlier in the first half. They're taking the delay of game, back them up 5 yards so they can have a little more room to try and pin BK inside their 20.
Yeah, when you said he's coming out to kick a field goal, I was like doing math here. Well, that's a pretty far field goal.
Yeah. Well, right before halftime, Connington made that 48-yard field goal, and he had plenty of room. But Pocatello going to punt here. Matt Christensen on 4th down to begin the fourth quarter. A directional kick that will be taken inside the 5-yard line, now to the 10, up the far sideline, and we'll see where the return man stepped out. That was Jack Hefner on the punt return. Looks like he stepped out around the 17, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Bishop Kelly.
Man, if Hefner didn't step out, he was in the clear.
He was tiptoeing that far sideline, no doubt. First and 10 for Bishop Kelly. They're working right to left on your radio dial. I'm used to doing radio. Working right to left on your internet feed here in this fourth quarter of action. So big possession for BK, down 2 scores, and you have to wonder how many possessions are they going to have left with 10:48 to play in this ballgame. First down, play action fake. Smith pump fakes over the middle. That ball is caught by Bell across the 30 to the 34-yard line. That is a gain of 17 and a first down.
I don't know. Is it just me, or does BK, all their players look like they have the old school like 80s pads? Like all their pads look like really big to me.
I think they're.
You know what I mean?
I think they're just big guys.
I'm sure that's it, but.
First and 10 from their own 35. Handoff off the right side. Seth Knott gets to the 39 before he's brought down by Kanan Wortley of Pocatello. Gain of 4.
Kanan Wortley for Pocatello has been busy.
Yes.
On the offensive line and the defense. I mean, he's kind of been the one anchoring that defensive line and stopping the run. He's been a busy man.
10 minutes to play in this ball game. 2nd and 6 for Bishop Kelly from their own 39, trailing 28-17. Play action fake. Screen pass in the flat left side. It's dropped. Noah Bornis, the intended receiver. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, so Bishop Kelly's had quite a few catchable balls that have been dropped. So it's getting kind of late.
It is getting late, yes, you're right. 3rd and 6 now for Bishop Kelly from their own 39 with 9:49 to play in this ball game. A couple of costly interceptions thrown in that third quarter. Turned what was a 17-14 halftime lead into this 28-17 deficit. 3rd down, penalty flag before it can start, and a false start on Bishop Kelly.
Yeah, and the offensive line seems just a little rattled for BK. They're just not quite in sync. And maybe it's because they've had to move some guys around.
So instead of 3rd and 6, now 3rd and 11 for the Knights from their own 34-yard line with 9:40 and counting in this ballgame. And again, BK subbing guys in and out, taking their time here, down 28-17.
And again on that play, the low snap, it was going to be rough to get that play action going with the low snap.
3rd and 11, 3 receivers to the left, tight end to the right. Smith, back to pass, rolling out right side, now back to the left. It's a backside screen for Seth Knott. Made one man miss, not the second, as he only got a yard on that backside screen. That was well played by Pocatello defensively, and ultimately it was Caden Hoddle who made the tackle.
Yeah, it was kind of that, you have that mid kind of prevent defense on video games, and the Pocatello drew that up real quick. You just have those guys, they all just stayed, and it reminds me of like old Sega Genesis prevent, but like the mid prevent.
I was going to say Coach Madden on the sidelines for Pocatello. 4th down, BK will punt. Connington, another high boomer. Pocatello didn't even have anybody back deep because they thought Bishop Kelly was going to fake it. It takes a Pocatello bounce and will be down at the 35-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Thunder. Tonight's game brought to you in part by High Desert Hardwood in Eagle. It's where woodworkers go to get the best quality hardwood lumber, plywood, and custom molding. Take a look in person at 1758 East State Street in Eagle or give them a call at 208-939-9366. You can also find them online at highdeserthardwood.com. High Desert Hardwood is proud to support the Bishop Kelly Knights at state. Good luck, boys. So 1st and 10 for Pocatello with 8:30 to play in this ball game, leading 28-17. Now this run game, I think, for Pocatello will be tested a little bit.
Yeah, it's gotten a little better here, but it's hard to go against Bishop Kelly's D-line.
They will start with a run play to Echo Hawk off the left side, brought down for a loss of 5. Brought down back at the 30-yard line, charging ahead and making the tackle for Bishop Kelly on defense that time, Luke Legaretta. And we've got an injured Bishop Kelly Knight down on the field as well. That is Jack Dennis, the linebacker.
Yeah, Luke
Legaretta.
Legaretta has come up with some big tackles in the backfield.
Yes, he has. So Echo Hawk loses 5 yards on that carry while they attend to the injured Bishop Kelly Knight. Will tell you that tonight's game is also brought to you by Hoffman Auto Body Repair in Boise. It's a full-service collision repair shop. From major collision damage to small dents, they specialize in all aspects of auto body. Hoffman Auto Body works with all insurance, and they handle claims for you. Hoffman Auto Body Repair, doing it right since 1958. Know someone looking for a rewarding job and a fun atmosphere? Look no further than Hoffman Auto Body. Stop by 3977 West State Street in Boise to fill out an application today. So 2nd down and 14 for the Thunder after that 4-yard loss by Echo Hawk from their own 31-yard line. Pocatello working left to right here in this 4th quarter of action. And again, Thunder just letting the clock bleed. Payne hands off to Echo Hawk off the right side. Will take it up to the 35-yard line. And actually, that was Zach Park on the carry for the first time tonight. So Park is able to pick up 3, and it's 3rd and 11.
Yeah, you really haven't heard from Zach Park. It's such a kind of big part of the Thunder's offense, and maybe get him in for some runs.
So 3rd down and 11 for the Thunder with 7:10 and rolling in this ball game. Pocatello leading 28-17. Two wide receivers to the right, single receiver to the left. It's a quarterback keeper for Payne. He gets across the 35 to the 36, gain of 2, 4th down. Pocatello will punt. So pretty conservative there from the Thunder. They just wanted to go safe, conservative, take as much time off the clock as they could, and they will be punting away with about 6.5 minutes to play in this ball game.
And their defense has come up with it tonight too. I think you're okay with that, with being conservative and punting, how well the defense has been playing overall.
So Matt Christensen ready to punt. Bishop Kelly has 2 return men standing at the 30-yard line, their own 30. 6:20 and rolling in this ball game. And Christensen now will finally boot it away. That's a good high kick. Fair catch called for, and boy, 2 Bishop Kelly guys run into each other. The ball came out. Who recovers? Pocatello does.
Wow.
Disaster strikes on the punt return. That was Parker Applington who came up with the recovery for the Thunder. Bishop Kelly had 2 return guys back there, and they both went for the ball. Coach Brennan from BK trying to argue that, hey, we called for a fair catch, but it was another Bishop Kelly guy that he ran into.
Yeah, they bumped into each other and caused the bobble. The Bishop Kelly return man closer to us, he was calling the fair catch. The other one was just moving in with both arms out, and then they just bumped each other, and wow, what a huge turnover.
That's a good point. The second return man who didn't call for the fair catch is the one who went for it, and he muffs it. So 1st and 10 for Pocatello with 5:33 to play. That might be the dagger. And again, I don't understand why BK had 2 return guys back there either. That just didn't make sense. Echo Hawk going to slam into the line on 1st down. Looks like he got a yard.
Yeah, they were not on the same page, and then it just doesn't make any sense to me. You don't need to.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
And now, if anything, Pocatello's is kind of drawn close to field goal range, and if they get a field goal here, you feel that's it. I mean, I don't think you can come back, really.
I mean, at that point, you're up by 17. No, what are you up by, 14 still?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you could tie it up still. I just think it's much harder.
Right now, they're sitting on an 11-point lead, and a touchdown would end it.
Yeah.
Echo Hawk again slamming into the line, picks up 3, and on the tackle for Bishop Kelly was Chance Malsum. And now Bishop Kelly is going to have to use their timeouts. Also in on that stop for BK was Jack Marshall. So Bishop Kelly going to take the timeout after Echo Hawk gets a yard. It's now 3rd down and 8 for Pocatello with 4:34 to play. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Bishard Realty. The Bishard team at Silver Creek Realty Group. where helping families in their community with all your real estate needs is their first priority. They're grateful to be able to serve all of Southeast Idaho to help you find your next home. The Bishard Realty team wants to wish the Pocatello boys good luck in tonight's game. So our game reset, 4:34 to play. Pocatello leading Bishop Kelly 28-17. It is a 3rd and 8 for Pocatello at the Bishop Kelly 26-yard line. Pocatello has all 3 timeouts left. Bishop Kelly only has 2. This is the drive of the game for both sides.
Yeah, and it's really come down to what we've talked to. It's become a possession game. I mean, who's going to have the ball the most and get the most points out of those possessions? And right now it's been Pocatello, and BK has just not made the most out of their possessions.
So 3rd and 8, Pocatello goes 4 wide, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Ryan Payne back to pass. Has time, steps up, throws in the flat to Echo Hawk at the 30, and slides down awkwardly at the 25-yard line where it'll be 4th down. So Echo Hawk is able to get a yard basically on that reception. And it's 4th down, and now we may see Cade Jensen come on for a field goal to try and push the lead to 14. This would be a 42-yard field goal, straight down middle of the field for Cade Jensen. And again, the clock running, right? 3:55 and counting in this ball game. Pocatello leading 28-17, trying to go up by 14 points to make it 31-17. 42-yard field goal for Jensen. It's blocked! Blocked by Bishop Kelly. They've got a chance on the return, and it's down at the 22-yard line. And a couple of BK guys got through there. Cole Miller and I think Dane Fiddler was the one who actually blocked that field goal.
And I thought it was going to go right into a BK's hands, BK player's hands, and run it. It went off their hands awkwardly. It did not go where I thought it was.
Yeah, it rolled backwards.
Yeah.
So Bishop Kelly gets a stand with 3:39 to play.
I think not getting points there, I think, is huge.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
I mean, keeps it at 11. You know, BK is going to have to, they're going to have to show some big playability here, which they haven't really shown tonight, right? Everything's been 12, 15 yards a chunk.
But they did hit a 48-yard field goal earlier, so you know they have that ability.
Smith on 1st and 10 over the middle. That's caught across the 35 to the 38-yard line. Who else? Jack Hefner for a 1st down.
Now BK hurrying it up.
So 16 yards to Hefner. And BK as the clock rolls, 3:25 and counting. 1st and 10 from the 37. Again, Smith over the middle, caught in stride across the 50 to the Pocatello 48-yard line. Hefner again. That is a gain of 19 and a 1st down.
If it works, don't break. You know, if it's working, don't break it.
3:15 and counting. Bishop Kelly down 2 scores, down 11, trying to rally back. 1st and 10 from the Pocatello 47. Smith rolling out right side, fires. It's bobbled. It's caught, though, by Bell, and he gets out of bounds at the 45-yard line for a gain of 2. That stops the clock with 3:05 to play.
Man, if Bishop Kelly had stats for bobble, catch passes, or not caught, they have a ton of bobbles tonight. I mean, it seems anytime he rolls out, it almost is bobbled every time.
The Bobbling Bishop Kelly Knights.
They probably will not be using that.
Probably not. 2nd and 8 for BK. And all of a sudden, they've got the ball at the Pocatello 45. They moved it up in pretty short order. Smith again, out route, caught. Hefner at the 40. And it's going to be 3rd down and short now for the Knights.
And Bishop Kelly looks good throwing those quick passes. They've almost, you know, Smith has had more trouble when he's had time when he's had time, he's kind of made some poor choices, but this kind of quick, no-brainer stuff is really flowing.
3 minutes to play. Bishop Kelly trailing 28-17. 3rd and 2 for the Knights. Ball at the Pocatello 39-yard line. They have to get to the 37 for the 1st down. Smith rolling out right side, feeling the heat, reversing back the other way, has time, fires at the last moment, throws it too high out of bounds, and he had the 1st down. He could have taken off and run out of bounds, and that's exactly what the coaches are telling him.
Yeah, the coaches, the coach is by the 1st down marker, you're by the 1st down marker. You've got to just run it. I mean, he could have probably got 5 yards too.
Yeah, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. Instead, he went for the deep ball around the 15, threw it out of bounds, and now it's 4th and 2 for Bishop Kelly with 2:51 to play at the Pocatello 39-yard line. 2 receivers left, single receiver to the right. Smith out of a shotgun formation. Pocatello fans making noise. 4th and 2. Will sling it right side. It is caught, and boy, they're going to say forward progress. He got pushed backwards, never stepped out of bounds or anything, but it is a 3-yard gain to Noah Bornis on 4th down, and the drive will stay alive.
And then it didn't look like they stopped the clock for first down, but I might have just missed it.
2:35 and counting. I think you're right. Rolling out on the left side. Smith firing too high. It's intercepted. Picked off by Crew Hales. He slides down at the 30-yard line. And that should just about do it.
First down, Thunder.
Wow. Crew Hales again, 2 weeks in a row with big interceptions. Just unbelievable. Great plays by Crew Hales. And heads up, he just sticks with it, watches the quarterback, and gets that interception.
Yeah, Smith tried to force it in there, and Crew Hales picks it off and returns it to the 30-yard line where it's 1st and 10 for Pocatello with 2:27 to go. They're just going to run the ball and try and hang on to it. And they fumble the snap. Boy, it's the broadcaster's jinx as Payne has to fall on it. Back at the 26-yard line. That was nearly disaster.
And I tell you, Payne does not have a heads-up wherewithal right there. It is recovered by BK. He put everything he had in it.
So that lost 3 yards on the fumbled snap by Ryan Payne. Bishop Kelly is going to spend their second timeout. They only have 1 remaining with 2:19 to play in this 4A quarterfinal battle. It's Pocatello leading 28-17 over Bishop Kelly. This is the first of 2 games tonight inside Holtz Arena. Coming up next, it'll be a 2A quarterfinal showdown as the Firth Cougars entertain the Declo Hornets. I think it's going to be the game of the week in the 2A ranks, and we'll be on the call for that one as well, Sean.
Yeah, that looks to be just like a great matchup again. Like, it kind of gives you like a semi-final feel. Both teams are no strangers to state championship games, so it should be a great one later.
Certainly not. And then tomorrow there's 3 games inside Holtz Arena as well. As this time of year, it's a popular place to be. So out of the timeout, 2nd down and 13 for the Thunder from their own 27-yard line. Payne will take the snap, hand off to Reichen Echohawk on the sweep, looking to get to the edge, got a yard. As Bishop Kelly spent their final timeout here, they do. So 2:12 to play. Bishop Kelly now officially out of timeouts. It'll be a 3rd down and 11 for Pocatello. Now you figure they're just going to run it, and they'll punt it away. Bishop Kelly's going to get the ball back with about 1:20 roughly to play, needing 11 points. Not impossible, but difficult.
Yeah, I mean, definitely difficult because Pocatello's secondary and defense has just been phenomenal tonight. You know, they were able to kind of hold off Seth Knott, and then when BK's had to pass, Pocatello's been able to come up with some big interceptions that have really changed the course of the game.
I mean, 3 interceptions by the Pocatello secondary tonight, all in the second half. Carson Christensen had that interception early in the 3rd. That was followed by an interception by Crew Hales. Parker Applington recovered that muffed punt, and then Hales with his second pick. And what that has done, because Pocatello got those 2 turnovers in the 3rd quarter, they turned those into points, got the lead, and forced BK to abandon the run, and they've really struggled. 3rd and 11. Hand off to Zach Park, right side, and Park loses a yard, 4th down, and Pocatello will punt. But again, the clock rolling with 2 minutes to play. Bishop Kelly has no timeouts remaining.
And I kind of like seeing Zach Park in there run the ball a little bit. That might be something, you know,
a new wrinkle.
If they get through this game, which it's looking like they might, that they would have in their back pocket going forward.
Winner of this game will advance to the semifinals, where they will play either Skyline or Valley View. Those two teams play tomorrow night at 7 o'clock inside Holt Arena. If Pocatello wins, they'll host that game here in the Dome. If BK wins, they would have to travel to Skyline, but they could host Valley View. Bishop Kelly nearly blocked that punt. It rolls all the way to the 25-yard line, and with 1:19 to play, 28-17 Pocatello lead. It'll be 1st and 10 for Bishop Kelly from their own 24. Am I good or am I good? I said BK was going to get the ball with 1:20 left. They get it with 1:19.
Yeah, perfect.
That'll never happen again, by the way. So I wanted to revel in that moment.
And, who knows? They might put another second back on here for
wow.
adjusting.
Now a late flag came out. I talked about how Bishop Kelly nearly blocked that punt, but they are called for roughing the kicker. Automatic first down for Pocatello, and the Bishop Kelly coaches just left the box. It's over.
That was the tough call.
Wow.
And that will be the game.
That was a very, very late flag that came out. Roughing the punter. The clock is still rolling as well with 1:05 to go. Pocatello is just going to kneel down on this. And how about the Pocatello Thunder advancing to the semifinals? It's been a long time since Pocatello's been this deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, just a great defensive effort really in the third quarter. Really sparked the Pocatello Thunder, man. They are just, I'm super impressed with their defense the last two nights here the last 2 weeks here in the Holt Arena, man. They've just come up big and made big plays.
Yeah, the last time Pocatello went this far in the playoffs, they were the Indians, right? They're not the Indians anymore. This is the first year as the Pocatello Thunder, and they're continuing to write new chapters in the storied program history at Pocatello High. The final kneel down for Payne. The players will rush the field. Bishop Kelly gonna, very classy, good sportsmanship. They're gonna come over and shake everybody's hands, and mutual respect on both sides, I think.
Yeah. Very impressed with the sportsmanship, and that's what you want to see at the end of the game. Very hard fought game. It really decided in the third quarter, but for most of the game it was up for grabs. And that's what you want to see in the quarterfinals. That's what you want to see in the playoffs. Just great games.
What a battle! Pocatello defeats Bishop Kelly in the quarterfinals tonight, 28-17. The final score. We'll be back with the IdahoSports.com postgame show in just a moment. You're listening to the Class 4A quarterfinals in the Idaho High School football postseason on IdahoSports.com.
Dear Detour, you took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up, so yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong, Toyota trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Athletes know how important it is to stay hydrated. But did you know there are other ways to hydrate besides just drinking water? In fact, milk is a great hydration option because it actually contains water, as well as electrolytes that are lost when your body sweats. So consider taking milk along with you to your next game or competition and enjoy the taste of greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
It's It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
You train, you sweat, you practice, you go for the gold, you give 110%, but most of all, you aim for greatness. And Milk is the performance enhancer that can help get you to your goal. Trusted by athletes and backed by science, there's a healthy helping of greatness in every refreshing glass of milk. So let nature's original sports drink help quench your thirst for greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, it was an easy process. It's readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
Lead the charge into a brighter future with the all-new 2022 Volkswagen ID4. With an EPA estimated range of 250 miles, the ID4 knows how to go the distance. It's an electric SUV that's as fun to drive as it is stylish and functional. You don't have to sacrifice good looks for great performance. So stop by our dealership today and jumpstart your year with the Volkswagen ID4. Teton Volkswagen, where it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicle.
Scott here from Teton Honda in Pocatello. Our dealership operates on a no-problem philosophy that's designed to put you in charge of your next vehicle purchase. Prefer to shop online? No problem. Evenings or weekends? No problem. Need a wide range of financing and leasing options? No problem. So whether it's one of our beautiful new Hondas or just a vehicle that's new to you, at Teton Honda, we'll help you find the perfect vehicle for your needs. Experience car buying like never before at Pocatello's only no-problem dealership.
Welcome into the IdahoSports.com post-game show. Brandon Baney and Sean Kane coming to you live from Holt Arena in Pocatello, where this 4A quarterfinal battle has gone final. The Pocatello Thunder defeat Bishop Kelly 28-17. Pocatello trailed at halftime 17-14. They outscored Bishop Kelly 14-0 in the second half thanks to 4 takeaways by the Pocatello defense.
Yeah, the Pocatello defense came out the second half and just really changed the game. Right on the first possession for BK, Pocatello came up with an interception, and for me, that's kind of when the whole momentum and the whole game kind of changed, because after that, Pocatello was able to score and get a lead. and just kind of really just changed the course of the game.
Yeah, Crew Hales finishes with 2 interceptions. Carson Christensen had an interception, and then a key muffed punt by Bishop Kelly that was recovered by Parker Applington. Ultimately swings things Pocatello's way. It's time to hand out our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Sean, we had a real debate about who we should give it to, but who did we settle on?
We went with Ryan Payne, the quarterback, kind of the general of the offense tonight, and he just made some amazing throws. You know, just threaded the needle, and those throws were the difference in the score. And, you know, he had 239 yards passing for 3 TDs. He was 63% on his completions, and that's why we thought Ryan Payne should be the IdahoSports.com player of the game.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers, right? Matt Christensen, Julian Bowie, and Chance Crittenden. So good versatility, and I think ultimately that's what it came down to. Pocatello has a number of guys that can beat you. Really, at the end of the day, Bishop Kelly, it's Seth Knott, and he's a great player, but Bishop Kelly was forced to abandon the run essentially when they got down by multiple scores, and that really turned it. And Bishop Kelly all year has struggled when they've had to become one-dimensional and pass the ball.
Yeah, you just kind of felt in that second half BK was not able to do the game plan they had drawn up, and it was just very difficult to change that, you know, mid-game. And, you know, you got to credit Pocatello's defense. They were up to the challenge, and when BK had to go through the air, the Thunder rolled right in.
All right, well, I can't think of a better way to end the broadcast than with that. Pocatello with the win. Moves to 9-2 on the season. Bishop Kelly's season concludes with an 8-3 overall mark. And now it's on to the semifinals, which will be right here in Holt Arena again next week. They'll play either Skyline or Valley View. Those two will play tomorrow night at 7 o'clock inside Holt Arena. But no matter what happens, Pocatello will get to host it. It'll be in Holt Arena, and probably next Friday night again.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to it for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. That'll do it for this presentation, this IdahoSports.com Game Streams production of the 2021 Idaho State Football Tournament. Tournament coverage has been brought to you by the Idaho Division of Public Health, your local Toyota dealer, Valleywide Co-op and Country Stores, and Project Filter. Stop smoking, start living. We'd also like to thank our local advertisers tonight, Teton Honda, Teton Volkswagen, Portneuf Medical Center, Lava Hot Springs, Bishard Realty, Hoffman Auto Body, and High Desert Hardwood. Congratulations again to Ryan Payne, our IdahoSports.com player of the game, senior quarterback for the Pocatello Thunder, as Pocatello defeats Bishop Kelly 28-17. They're moving on to the semifinals. Speaking of moving on, we have to move on to our next game. It'll be here inside Holt Arena, a 2A quarterfinal as Firth hosts Declo. You will have to click on that game separately if you want to hear it. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with more football action, this time on the 2A side. For all you Pokey and BK fans that are done for the night, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody, from IdahoSports.com.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com Game Streams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of IdahoSports.com is strictly prohibited.